Goeiemôre, goeiemiddag, goeienaand. Ek hoop almal doen goed op hierdie wonderlike dag. How are you all guys doing?
Die man is mal.
Te dire non possumus sapientum fixe est naure.
Yeah, it's good to be here, guys. As you can see, I'm using my green screen tonight, so I'm so excited about that. It also helped me to get my new thumbnails up. So I'm trying to oomph the show up a bit, so I hope it's working. I hope you guys enjoy it and like it. How do you like my space background, guys?
Wow, dude, it's like I'm really in the real space.
I know it's time to pack up and go home, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah, wow.
And how's my cup? I call it the universe cup. It's as real as space time.
I like it. I like it.
But it's good to see you all here. You guys are awesome. I'm glad you can make it.
So is that the stars spinning, or are you spinning underneath them?
I don't know actually. That's a good one. That's a good question. So everybody in chat, it's good to see you guys. Let's just say hello.
Just before we carry on, I don't know if it is for anybody else, but my screen share is not keeping up.
Your screen share?
Yeah, do I need to drop out and come back in?
I'm not sure. What do you mean? Because I'm sharing the screen though.
Yeah, I know it's not keeping up with what you're showing.
Yeah, I'm showing all of you guys on at the moment.
I'll drop out. Yeah. I'll drop out and come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, shot. Boom. Yeah, because maybe because I am showing you guys on screen, so.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see the. Yeah, because I can see I'm talking now on screen. So yeah, it's right.
Can you see me now, Michael, with the green screen behind me?
I can see you with the green screen. Yeah.
Okay, and then if I put it off, and there's my logo again, so it should be updated.
Yeah.
So hello everybody in chat. I'm glad you guys could make it. 83 votes, flat Earth, yes 25%, and no 75%. Not sure is 0%. Who do we have in here? Excuse my son, he's crying in the background. He doesn't want to go sleep. Okay. Eduardo Igeriso, that is Andrew Johnson. Thank you for coming. Michael Kahn, Orson Scott, Paul, Zombie Panda, Peanut, The Man Getter, Sid, A Brave New Direction for the channel. Still the same direction, but I'm glad you are here and glad you're enjoying it. Hey Moxie, thank you for coming. Tim H, hello, good to see you, mate. It's me again. Hello, hello. Who else did I see? PJ Cruikshank, always good to see the Shankinator in.
I'm never here. Never here.
YouTube, hello, good to see you. Flat Tout, thank you for coming. Science Friction, Glenn Selsh, Jeff Gassett, hello. Lumpy Gas in a Vacuum. A lot of names to call out tonight. Again, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Richard G.
Absolutely.
Richard G. and Scott Gouge. How do you spell that? Gouge or Gauge? Gouge. And Coral Opple. Good to see you guys. Thank you all guys for coming. I'm glad you could make it. Yeah, so tonight is practically just a chat. The chat tonight is Flat Earth Proof. So I think we're going to start with guys here. And 4Jacks, good to see you, the guys in Element. What would be your number one Flat Earth Proof to start off with?
Water.
Yeah, it's got to be water. Water finds its level. Resting bodies of water finds its level.
I 100% agree. Water does kill
Yeah.
it. I mean, just the definition of level alone, actually.
Definitely.
The fact that people don't understand what horizontal and parallel means is very alarming, though.
Of course.
Yeah, but you get a lot of confusion when you go on Google and you search definitions these days.
Yeah, because they keep adding stupid things that contradict the definition, like, oh, because Earth curved, therefore it means level. No. If you say in the definition that it's a horizontal, synonyms of flat and level and horizontal, that's kind of no curve. So, and then yet they want to claim level is curved, which is really, really sad.
It'd be,
It is.
be a funny old world if builders were building things on that basis. Like,
I agree. I mean, if you if you had to take a contract and ask him to build a huge mall, um, they don't take curvature into account, guys. All they do is make sure the ground is level. Because if it's not level, aka horizontal, you're going to have some problems.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, from one end of a house to another, if the middle was slightly out, that's it. It's gone. And the foundations, the whole house is gone.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just take a look at still water at rest. Look how perfect the mirrors are. I mean,
Yeah,
come on, that's like beautiful. I mean,
that's it.
where's the curve? Well, what are they talking about when they come and say, "Oh, but it's curving"? Water
Hmm?
doesn't curve when at rest, guys. It's how physics works with water.
Yeah,
Water seeks level at rest.
exactly. And they'll always come back with a water drop, a raindrop, or something like that, because it's
Exactly.
curved.
Yeah, and I mean a water drop has it has surface tension to it. It's
Yeah,
got meniscus, especially if it's
yeah.
like in a little tube or something.
Hmm.
And it's weird how they don't notice the meniscus is opposite way to what they would claim their curve to be.
Mm. That's it. I mean, them reflections, if it was any curvature, would be all squished up.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful stuff. Oh, look at that.
Nice. That's really nice pictures, actually.
It's nice, eh? Well, there's proof number 1, Globies. Proof number 2, the sextant. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree. Proof number 2 can be the sextant because you use it for celestial navigation.
I would have said containment.
I I, I think it's I
Air
think
pressure,
yeah,
gas pressure, containment.
yeah, that and sextant I would say is very close together. Yeah, for some people
Close
it'd be number
together,
2,
yeah.
some 3. Yeah, but the thing is the people when it comes to gas pressure, they love to just ignore what gas behavior is. They don't
Well,
want
yeah.
they don't want to accept gas behavior at all.
they don't want to accept out, do they? Like, they just want to.
Especially Duper Poons. He says the only reason that gas rises is because of the gravity of the sun.
What?
That's what he said once, wasn't it? The only reason that gas keeps rising is because it's going towards the gravity of the sun.
I've never heard that one before, but wow.
That's Duper.
So he's saying the sun's gravity's pull is stronger than the Earth's gravity's pull. That doesn't actually exist, by the way.
Yeah,
If it was like that, then the ocean should be pulled off of Earth to the sun
yeah.
because
There won't be no earth, would there? Like,
No.
exactly. But Dupapoons, to be fair, isn't a very bright spark.
Mm.
Ooh.
Well, he's the character Duper Poons isn't. They don't know about the real person.
character.
Yeah, I'd agree. He is just actually a character.
Mhm.
Do you guys think I should share the link for people that want to come in and discuss their number 1 flat Earth proofs?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Invite. Share this. See, I'm doing it the right way now, guys.
Oh,
Michael and Paul taught me correct now.
aye.
Debate. Oh no, that is the
I
one.
used to get the
No, but
I
Paul.
used to get the link a different way.
Yeah, but Paul actually sent one that was shorter last. This is create link. No, it's still wrong.
Now, you have to click on that blue bit that says share room and then copy a link.
Okay, let's try this
That,
again.
yeah.
Invite. Share this room. That's what I did. And that's the link I copied. But as soon as I want to press it, and as soon as I want to
See if I can do it.
paste it, then it gives me, let's click on it. It's going to send me to create link. It still
I
doesn't
can
create
use
link.
If you go to this, I usually used to get it through the settings by going to room addresses, and then
Excuse me.
hold on, flat side matrix. There we go. Share. Um,
Hey, Spuddy, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Sea Lighting, also good to see you, mate.
if I just copy it,
I really don't understand how Paul got it last time, though, because if you copy and paste, it should just go. No, they've never heard of pressure before. Well, they have. They just don't understand. Okay, let's see.
Mine's exactly the same as yours.
Yeah, you
do
see.
you want me let me just see the one I put in chat, see if that's the same, like what I do, because I just did it the old way, Michael. No, how you used to show me to do it before.
Okay, there we go. Paul stuck it in. Let's check.
All right, I've never seen that one before.
Let's just say he's got the short one.
See, the one I've got is matrix2 hashtag / hashtag flatzoid.
There we go. That one works. Where do you
Right,
get that
okay.
one, Paul? Where does Paul get that one? Pin message. Okay, thanks, Paul. Okay, guys.
Oh,
So,
whoa.
so that one is the link, the real one. Thanks to Paul. If you guys are interested to come and chat and present your proof, your favorite proof of the flat Earth, please do click the link and come in. And even if you're a glober that wants to come rebut it, you're more than welcome. Yeah, thanks, Paul, again. Where were we? Oh, yeah, gas pressure without containment. Are we
Paul's got to have to show me how to do that. Because the one I do is different. I mean, it's still a link, but the one I do is different. I go to the settings and go to the room addresses and then share flatzoid room address sort of thing.
As YouTube, they corrupt loads of links. So I just use an URL shortener and I've pasted it in the back office.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. Got you. Cool.
Let's see if I can add some. Presenting with me. Copy. I want to see if I can maybe put it into paste. If I can do that, then maybe we can see what's sharing okay. There we go. There. Now everybody on YouTube should be able to see what's going on in space. And you guys.
Can I just say good evening, Julie Machin? How you doing? You good?
Good to see Julie Mation in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Oxford Spirit as well. And Martin too. Hello. And Jollyman. So yeah, guys, did you hear McToon's latest stream today got removed from YouTube? All because of hate speech. He deserves it, to be honest.
I wonder what. Well, absolutely. We know what he's like, so yeah, it couldn't happen to a better person.
Yeah. So, if you guys didn't know, he's the guy that created that Flurf Wiki domain. And
exactly.
And it got removed due to some legal issues. And while he's proud of it, guys, he's proud that he had that domain up, and now he's butthurt about it. And well, he said he's going to create a new one on a domain that can't be taken away. So he's really he's playing with fire. Let's put it that way. Yeah. McToon, by the way, McToon, if you're ever going to put again that I drink piss and stuff on, be prepared for a lawsuit, mate.
He wants a good slap, mate. That's what he needs.
I mean, it's coming out with these things. I mean, why? Why would you say that people drink their own urine? It's just disgusting.
Because they went and they did digging on my Facebook account. Well, actually, my wife's. We have a joint account or whatever because I don't really use it. And the banner's yellow.
Oh.
Because it just suits our profile picture of having when we had a photo shoot with yellow on. Now apparently we're crazy about yellow and we drink urine.
Oh, got you. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Weird, eh?
Stupid idiots, man.
That's the best they got, actually. I mean, think about it. If someone creates stuff like that, you know they actually got no arguments. They got nothing.
That's it.
No, it's definitely not a joke. When you give someone's name, surname, picture, where they live, and saying idiotic misinformation like that, it's definitely not a joke. It's called defamation of character. It's a very serious offence.
They say something, and then when they get fun out, it were a joke or it were a loaded question. It's like, no, the guy's a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the same guy that called me a wife beater when I asked him to show, when I have a screenshot on screen saying, because he claimed that rectilinear lenses do not give distortion, and I screenshotted it where it did give distortion. He just had to say yes, it shows distortion. Instead, he said I'm a wife beater. Yeah.
It was a really disgusting thing to say. It wasn't like it was a joke or anything, and even if it was a joke, that's not what you say as a joke.
His excuse was, oh, it's a loaded question. No. His excuse was used as a loaded question. It's the way you formulate it that makes it a loaded question or not. He just plainly went out and said, I'm a wife beater.
That's right. Because that's what he is, an idiot.
So, yeah. And then the sad thing is about that Flurf wiki, after I removed it myself, then Dora Nku, or whatever that is, went and put it on again. So I removed it the second time, and Dora Nku put it on again. And then after the third time I created it, I put Dora Nku's log photo there. And I said, if you change this again, I'm going to take legal matters. And then, well, we finally got through to the people, and they took it off. So,
yeah, science fiction. Because he got sore, because he got sore about losing the debate. That's why he said it.
Yeah. Hey Gary Wybenga, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. And by the way, I'm still waiting for McToon to show me the height of that flask. It's been how many months already? And this guy's supposed to be this brilliant genius when it comes to trigonometry.
That's right.
He wants to strawman me saying, oh, you're supposed to know the height of the star. Well, then you're supposed to know the height of my flask, aren't you? Weird how no one's got it right. I've got someone tried to attempt it. They got 3 different heights and they were all wrong.
Wow.
Science fiction keeps defending McToon. I'm going to boot his ass clean out of here.
To be fair, I actually booted quite a few trolls that were defending that idiotic 6 stuff. I'm sorry, if you guys are going to defend literally going out to, how can I say, misrepresent and slander people's names, then you're not welcome here. That just shows you're sick.
Yeah, no science fiction. Could it have been a joke? No, it wasn't a joke. He wasn't joking, no. And it's not, even if he was joking, that's no kind of a joke.
What's a joke is the guy defending McToon. That's the joke.
Yeah. Let me put it this way. Do you think it was a joke to my wife when she found this nonsense out? No.
Exactly.
So yeah. And yeah, he said it directly to me. It wasn't a joke. Okay, anyway, that already disproves the globe because they wouldn't need to go like that to show it's a globe, would they?
I made a video, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Comment on the video.
That's right, aye.
If you want to play it, you can. I don't think you'll get straight from it.
Nah. Yeah, let's go look. It's on your page.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get straight for it. It's got music, but it's
YouTube's music, I think.
Royalty free, yeah.
Michael God.
But you only need to pause it at that comment for everybody to see,
Yeah, let's see. Channel. Ooh, it's hot chat tonight, guys. Crazy. Michael, I'm sure you got more than 12 subscribers, correct?
Oh, me?
646. That's awesome.
It's building up, but I'm not fussed about subs anyway. I only wanted to build a community post, and now they've changed it, because PJ can community post.
Yeah. Because I mean, I've only got 33 subs now. 33, the old 33. I've got 33 subs, and I could community post at 20, I think.
Oh, it's this one. Silly bluff gets slanderous when shown to be lying.
Yeah, that's it. Silly bluff.
Bluff.
I think I'm gonna have
Bluff.
have to do something about this. Display capture. Whoop. And then I'm gonna have to go presenting. Whoop. And then we do this again and we can watch it.
Rectilinear lens with a 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 rectilinear lens.
I'm actually grooving to it,
with a
man.
rectilinear lens with a rectilinear lens.
Oh, white bat audio.
Sorry?
It's called White Bat Audio.
Okay.
He's got loads of good films, like, and they're all royalty free.
Awesome. Hey, Alan Norstrand, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Television, just sub PJ. This is Michael.
Nice one, Spud. Nice one, Spud. You'll see a couple of fishy videos in there.
Hi, Al. Good to see you, mate.
And you might see me and my mate Harry dancing to Michael Jackson as well. Yeah. Yeah, Flat's already showed it on the channel months ago. And Harry said, "Is that still on there?" I says, "Yeah, Flat showed it months ago on the channel."
Yep. Hey, not one. Good to see you, mate. Maybe we should try and bring up from that stream so we can show you actually saying it.
Yeah.
With a rectilinear lens.
Woo, that was great. Thank you very much. Hey, Tony, what good to see you, mate. I just can't remember which stream it was, though. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask, what do you guys think of the new look on the thumbnail, guys? Do you like this new look?
Yeah, I think it's really good. It's kind of it's a lot different. It's a lot different. I like it.
Stands out, I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see, live. Let's try and see.
Well, yeah, no, because Spud just subbed to me. That's why. Oh, did you? I thought you were already subscribed. Oh, right. Okay.
Not that I don't like my old thumbnail style. I just think this is a bit more grown up now.
It's really nice. It is nice. It's kind of the colors is kind of matrixy, but mind you, you kind of had that colors anyway, didn't you?
That's more or less the colors I've always wanted to do. I like the green, green and black.
Yeah. I do like it. It's certainly different. It's different kind of font rather than the blocky kind of font. You've got a more handwriting-y font. I like it.
I think this is the one.
I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call it yet, but I like it.
I think it was this one. McToon Kills Mage. I think it was that one. I think it was that one.
It's Spud. What are you like, mate?
Good strawman pick flex. Whatever. There we go. Yeah, you see, this is what I showed. This is a rectilinear lens, which he claims doesn't give any distortions. Yet, what do I have on screen?
I do not beat my wife. I do not beat anybody for that matter. I am actually a very nice guy, and it actually hurts me that you would say something like that, Mattoon. Do you think that is acceptable behavior, anybody? This is McToon. This is going to be shown to the whole YouTube land. What a person says when asked a simple question. Mr. YouTube land out there, if you're following Mr. McToon and you see this, think to yourself, why are you following him? Type 1 for yes and 2 for no. Why? What does 1 mean? This is the question. Does rectilinear lenses distort the surface? Yes, that's what you're seeing on screen. That would be 1. No, that's what you're seeing on screen. That would be number 2. So I've asked him simply to go and type yes or no, 1 or 2. What do
So then he told me I beat my wife. What do you guys see on screen there? Does that look distorted to you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
Absolutely.
what happened, guys. And that's when I really lost all my respect for him.
I never had any.
Oh, I at least had some for him, but after that, no, sorry, just no respect anymore.
They're all same, mate. Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Derek.
If they're outwardly anti-flat earthing, then the scumbags.
Yeah. If you guys really want to come in and present your flat earth proof, click the link on top and you can come present it. Or if you just want to be a glober coming in and want to rebut the flat earth proof, then you can click it up. Exactly, not one, it's distorted. Hey, Inrem, good to see you too. It's very simple. Do rectilinear lenses show distortion at distances? Yes, they do. No lens is perfect. It's as simple as that. So when they come with the strawman arguments, oh, but we use the rectilinear lens, therefore it can't be optical. It's still optical, guys.
Well, we have a Zaya lens.
Yeah.
You know, so
Hey, Titan Long, good to see you, mate. So yeah. But that's also why I love the horizon arguments as well, because to me it's also a death blow. They can never show us a physical horizon because that goes against what a horizon is. Horizon means an optical apparent position where the sky and the surface appear to meet. So it's not a physical location. It's only an optical location based on a physical surface.
and it's also it's perspective in it as well.
Mm-hmm. So I love that. And there are obviously gas pressure, that containment, that's a killer. I mean, look when I brought it up last night, how triggered that Craven guy got. I mean, all I wanted him to do was just concede he couldn't show a demonstration. and
Craven.
and then he started saying, but Earth's not a fish tank and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I couldn't believe what he said to Craig.
Oh yeah, no, that was sick.
I know, dude. I know.
Hi Liffy, goed om jou te zien. Ek bly jy is hier so lief vir jou. It's always good to see my wife in chat.
Absolutely.
Hey Mrs. Flats. It seems why is my phone gone off? See guys, I have to use my phone tonight. Because the damn webcam sucks. It doesn't use the green screen really well. But maybe I can just set the webcam to the...
Paul, are you still knocking around?
See how rubbish that is? That's my webcam. It doesn't even work with green screen. But at least that's better than having no picture though. Sorry about that.
Sorry, am I making a noise or not?
No,
No.
I'll just ask you. Somebody's joint room. I don't know whether you need to give them permission or not.
No, it's guest access here, so everyone should be able to. They won't be able to post. So if you want me to able them to post, just let me know and I'll make them.
Oh no, I don't know what it is. It's just somebody's joined. That's all.
Okay.
Oh, if someone's joined, yeah, then you can let them in.
So I don't know whether then.
Yeah, they join. There might be technical issues for them, but I've got a guide somewhere. I'll grab it and post it in the chat here.
Awesome, thanks. Hey Yannick, good to see you. Yeah, Yannick says if you want to talk with flat earthers, go check Flat Earth Protective on YouTube and debate him or the panel. Yeah, it's very simple. Please do hit those like buttons, guys. The Rogans are there for a reason.
The Rogans.
Hey, Cygnus Step, thank you. Yeah, I think it's much better with the sound now with this new mic and stuff. So again, I just want to say thank you for the help, Paul and Tony and everything. For you guys are really helped.
I was going to say, do you play chess, Flats?
Oh yeah, I was actually at my colours for chess.
All right, no. Harry's got to teach me. I've never played, right? Harry's got to teach me. He bought a chessboard today from the car boot, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's got like loads of figurines in that, and he got it quite cheap. So it's really pretty. I just started to ask because I'd see him playing chess at the minute. So
Yeah, chess is awesome.
and I remember you said something about chess before. So.
Yeah, chess is awesome. I had my colours for chess.
Yeah, he's got to teach me how to play. It's something I never played. I was more into something like Othello. You know what I mean? I played Othello, but never played chess.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think chess is a very time-consuming game if you got the right partner. It's not boring. If you're playing it, it's fun. If you're watching it, it can get boring. Especially,
I used to watch.
Yeah.
Sorry, I used to watch two of my mates play it, and they've been playing it for like hours, beyond hours, and it just used to bore me to death watching them. So that's probably why I don't like it. But I've never played it, so I shouldn't really have a comment.
I could see. You see, the thing is, the difference between like chess players, it's not boring because you sit there and you kind of working out the moves for both players in the present. So you trying to work out what are they going to move, and if they move this, what's going to happen. So that keeps you kind of preoccupied, and you're also type almost in the game, you could say. Scott, what's RDD? Relative density disequilibrium. Yeah, speech is also quite cool. Hey, Conspiracy Pundit, thank you for coming. Glad you could make it, mate.
Kerplunk, the Game of Kings. Yeah, Kerplunk was good as a kid. I liked that.
Has that person joined in to come and chat yet from that clicked the link?
Yeah, I intend to, Moxie. Yeah, it's something that Harry thinks I'd be good at, you know what I mean, because of the way I think and that. So, yeah, I'm going to get into it.
Well, it does really help to train the mental capacity of how can I put it, and patience.
Yeah.
I've realized it helped me with patience a lot. Probably that's why I'm able to sometimes just ignore a person if they're just totally obnoxious.
Oh, I know. I don't know how you did it on that not the last one, the one last week when I was at Michael's. Don't know how you did it. I was screaming at my phone. I was doing it, screaming quietly so I didn't wake Michael and Beth up.
Yeah, because you don't sleep much though.
No, I don't.
I mean, a lot of the times I'm like, I went to sleep and I wake up to do the debate at like 1 a.m. And there's Michael, PJ, and he's right through the whole debate till like 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. And I do silly things like that.
Me on the other hand, I'm snoring by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, guys, if you're here, the Earth is flat. And according to a lot of us, the number one proof would be water finds its level at rest. A horizon definitely does debunk a globe Earth. Some people think just the use of a sextant means that's their number two proof or number one as well, or gas pressure without a containment. It doesn't actually matter which argument you take. They will all prove for a flat Earth.
But fight the flat Earth. Sextant is based on a globe when actually all it does is measure angles.
Yeah, right angle triangles. That's as simple as that. I mean, if you have a 90 degree, that's called a 90 degree for a reason. It's got a perpendicular to a horizontal. So your vertical and your horizontal are perpendicular to each other. There's no curves. And that horizontal baseline is the azimuth that has the same circle equal of altitude to the GP of the star. So it's a flat baseline straight through to give a right angle triangle, no curve. But that's why they run away and they always say, yeah, elevation angle's got nothing to do with the surface of Earth. And then you say, okay, let's use the sextant quickly. And then you move it down to the horizon. And then like, oh, no, just ignore that. Just ignore that. What about bubble sextants? Yeah?
Deny triangles and don't mention 90 and all that business. Like.
Exactly. And then they say, but yeah, you just showed us how you have to move it down to the horizon. But we don't use the surface of Earth. Yet you guys claim the horizon is the surface of Earth. It's like,
Didn't I debunk that one with ChatGTP?
Yes, you did.
That was good.
We can bring that one
good.
up as well if you want to.
It's on
cool.
I ain't got it. It's only on your stream. That
Yeah. I can't remember which stream that was.
that one with Sean Harkins, I think.
Yeah, I remember Mousetrap, Jolly Man, but I don't remember Purple People Eater, if that's a game.
Okay,
And Buckaroo, whoever mentioned Buckaroo.
Domino Rally.
Yeah, I remember Domino Rally, yeah.
That was a great nightmare to set up. For about a minute's fun.
Hey, Sovereign Soul, thank you for coming, mate. Glad you could make it. Yeah, maths doesn't prove a globe. Maths just proves you guys are very gullible. Like I was saying, I can take my cup and mathematically I can plus it by 1 and I would have mathematically proven I have 2 cups, correct? But in reality, I have 1. Math just lied about reality.
It did. Like you say, it works with the math, but in reality, you still got 1.
Martin says, how far can we see? 544 kilometers. If you can see that far, mate, you should know you're on a globe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, then there's something wrong with you. I mean,
your global horizon's meant to start at about 3 miles. I mean,
crazy. Let's see if I can get my phone to charge again. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, just getting my phone to charge. So maybe I can do the green screen later, but again.
I like this comment. Al Sam, have all y'all seen that peer review about how all peer reviews are garbage? Lol.
Yeah, there is actually a peer review that does that. Because they actually did some investigation on peer review, and it's found a lot of it is just money grabbing. So it's all just fraud. So the guy and they remember, peer reviews today is about publishing. So as soon as you're making money off of publishing, that's what it's about. So you're going to go and do a peer review paper and publish it for the money. Not because it's scientific, but it's for the money. That's why they can just make any garbage they want to, as long as they're keeping within their heliocentric belief system, which is pseudoscientific. That's why when someone says, oh, go and peer review it, like, peer review doesn't prove if it's scientific or not. What shows it to be scientific is you created a scientific hypothesis, you did an experiment, and you validated it. The peer reviews, it's just simply there so people can see your work and they can go and replicate it. That's what peer review is for. But the problem is peer review today is not what it's supposed to be. It's simply just a publishing house where they make money off of it. So they can take anything they want just so they can make money. So that's why...
just for a load of people to agree just to make money. That's it.
Exactly. Consensus is not science, guys. Peer review is not actually science. The basis of peer review is just based there so they can replicate the experiment to validate it again. That is it. The problem is today's peer review doesn't do that because it's all based in math land. All fantasy. You don't need to do actual experiments. You just do equations. Say, oh, you see the math works out, so therefore it's true. No, bullshit. Like I just showed you. 1 cup, mathematically I can go and add 10 more cups. So mathematically I've proven that I have 11 cups. But in reality I only got 1 cup. It's total nonsense, guys.
Phil Bell's here with his nonsense comments.
Oh, is he?
Hey, Flataholics, thank you for coming. I missed Phil Bell's comment. I didn't even see it.
That's Flatronics. Is Phil
Is that
Bell.
flat? Is that Phil
Oh,
Bell?
oh yeah.
Of course, it's Phil Bell.
They write exactly the same way, don't they? They type the same way. What's this? It's been pinned up.
See what I'm saying? Slip Radar says that's not peer review. Peer review is putting your experiment or idea under scrutiny. It's not an idea. It's a hypothesis and experiment to be replicated. If you replicate it, it means it's been validated. There's no scrutiny for it because it's already been validated. They don't understand that. If you've already validated the hypothesis, how is it going to be scrutinized? Oh, they have to replicate it and they get the same results. Therefore, it's validated once again. That's all peer review is there for, to replicate the results. Because if they don't get the replicated results, that means the hypothesis was false. That means something's wrong. But how would you get it peer reviewed as validated if it was wrong? You can't. Yeah, the peer reviewers are brutal because if you actually had to bring actual science and it had to show the globe wrong, they will just tell you, this guy's a nincompoop, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You'll be laughed out the room because it's based off of debunking their globe. So you won't get anywhere.
No.
I mean, look at what's that other guy that's Mystery Scholar or something on YouTube? He's been doing that goes against mainstream science for a long time, and he had prizes and everything, and he told them the sun is not what you think it is, and while they decided to, I think he got lost his job and everything of it. It's really crazy. Just because he went against mainstream science, so-called science. Hey Matthias, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. I don't know if his mic works though. Jolly Man blocked. Really? No, he's right here. He's currently accepted facts and majority PhDs that if it forms sooner, should roll the outstanding in their field. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying this, please hit that like button and share. Really do appreciate you coming. Because, I don't know, I get it a lot that the globe asks, so when you guys going to bring proof for the flat earth? Everything we ever bring up is proof for a flat earth because it's the antithesis of your globe. If your globe is shown false, it means it's flat. Full stop. The fact they can't do any demonstrations for their globe already shows it's flat. Just that basis alone. Old school. He says they don't name call, they dispute it using rationality and logic. Is that so? So people losing their jobs because they go against the mainstream science means they are just being rational. Wow. And what about all the peer review results that's found to just be fraudulent? Is that logical and rational? Or does that just show you that it's based on a belief system? And science has got nothing to do with belief. Science is simply just a method. And the peer review is based on that method to validate it. That was it. So they can replicate. Yeah, a slip radar, exactly. So can you please show me where they replicated gravity for us? Well, first of all, show us where they had gravity as a hypothesis and experiment. Oh, wait, there wasn't any, correct? Martin, Flatoid prices a week ago that globes aren't maps. No, globes aren't maps. Maps are two-dimensional. Globes are three-dimensional. We went through this before. I even made a video for Craig on this. Where I had to...
Tell that.
Sorry?
I was just going to say tell that to Craig Martin.
Yes, Fred. Hey, Fred Sparrow. Yes, been a lot of flat earth proof. Water lives level when at rest. Gas pressure without containment. That means we have containment because of gas pressure, so that's another flat earth proof. The fact celestial navigation uses 90-degree angles. That's a flat Earth proof. The fact that the horizon is only optical and not physical. That's a flat Earth proof. The fact that we are stationary is a flat Earth proof. How much more simple can we get?
We don't have to prove out though. They need to prove the globe first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the positive claim is the globe Earth, not the flat Earth.
Exactly.
It was always flat. They just crept in with consensus throughout the years and said, oh, it's globe, so therefore globe. Yet they have not shown it to be a globe, because the globe violates natural law. No, Cavendish is not an experiment, Slap Radar. We've been through this before. Cavendish is simply a demonstration showing torque. Oscillations caused by torque that give torsion twist. And if you don't believe me, you can go and look at the results. The data is all about torsion twist. And then you take the calculations based on that torsion twist and you measure, or calculate, I'd say not measure, calculate Earth's density because of your belief, and therefore you have your constant. It's not gravity, it's not an experiment, it's simple mechanics. If you stop basing your belief systems on what it's supposed to be doing, you would understand it's nothing more than just a demonstration showing torque.
Slip Radar needs to understand what scientific method is and then put Cavendish through that method, and then he'll realise it won't.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Taylor. Where is Cavendish natural phenomena? There isn't. And how do you have a torque without a force? Because gravity is not a force, remember? What causes the torque? Simple. The density of the objects cannot be supported by the medium around it, so it causes stress on the beam and therefore gives a torsion twist due to the torque. It's just the right-hand rule, dude. That's all it is.
Cavendish, the whole Cavendish thing, there's just like, no natural phenomena. In his original papers, there was no hypothesis. There's no independent variable. He's not trying to manipulate the independent variable to see how it affects the dependent variable. There's no part of it whatsoever that conforms with the scientific method whatsoever.
Exactly.
Nah.
Exactly. Hey, Blue Pool. Blue Pool says he worked on the Bering Sea for 4 months and was in the wheelhouse several times. No globe, just flat maps. Yeah. All the nautical charts are flat maps. They can't accept it. But yeah, exactly, Matthew. There's no science whatsoever for the Cavendish. And I've yet to see any globe give me science for it yet. Hey, Charlie Walsh.
When I was checking, looking to find out what the scientific method was. Although there are these claims that there are various methods, there is the claim, but it's distinctly known that if you want to know the cause of an effect, you need an independent variable and a dependent variable. And there's no way, if Cavendish doesn't have that, you have no cause. So there's no point in you saying, hey, gravity is the cause, because Cavendish had nothing to do with trying to find the cause of anything.
Yeah, it was simply he was trying to, in his words, measure the density of Earth. So they piggybacked off of that, and they said, oh, by default, he now measured the gravity potential.
Don't you end up with something stupid like gravity is the cause of gravity? Oh,
It's idiotic.
stupid.
Since when can you have an effect like a fictitious force without an actual force present? I mean, last time I checked, a fictitious force is caused by an actual force. Let's take a merry-go-round, for instance. You're on the merry-go-round. It's physically spinning because it's got physical force to it. Then you have your fictitious force, which causes you to want to be flung off. It's not a physical force that's causing it, it's a fictitious force, but it's caused by the physical force spinning the merry-go-round. Now, let's try and do that again without the physical force spinning the merry-go-round. Nothing's going to happen. There won't be any fictitious force. There just won't be anything happening.
Yeah. There's a lot of stillness.
Mm-hmm. Just like we observe on Earth, correct?
Exactly. Exactly right.
That's-
Immovable, stationary, and immovable.
I mean, that's why I even got Robert Greenlee when I spoke to him on McToon that time. That so the plane would be flying backwards then, according to your model.
Yeah.
And do we ever see planes fly backwards, guys?
It's absolutely retarded, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
But these are mental gymnastics you have to go through to have your ball belief. Like,
Yep. Hey, Quinlan, good to see you, mate. Hobbs, also good to see you. It's good to see so much people in, guys. Please hit that like button. Please hit the share.
55 watching, according to me.
That's good. Always good to see such a strong number in.
Share the show.
Please do share the show. Yeah. So, guys, the link is above there if you want to come in and present your favorite flat Earth proof, or if you would just want to rebut it. The link
I'd like to
is
see
above.
some flat earthers come in, to be honest.
Well, we are 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, I don't mean
5,
us.
6, 7.
oh, is that what Paul's put in the pinned comments? The link. Ah, yeah, got you.
Mhm.
Good idea, Paul.
So, Metrus, what is your number one proof you'd say for flat Earth?
I don't have a number one. I mean, there have been ones that the ones that really affected me has already been said so far, like the flatness of water. But for me, it's the dependence more on sensory experience rather than storytelling or ideas. In this day and age, for me, the mind and perception is controlled a lot more by the stories that people are told rather than what they actually experience in the world. And for me, when I just try to experience the world around me and think, why do I believe what I believe? I've got no reason to think that I'm flying at over 1 million miles per hour in certain directions. My personal experience doesn't say that I'm accelerating, because they say, according to them, it's constant motion. You can't feel anything, but with acceleration, you're supposed to feel something. Nothing in my experience tells me anything about flat Earth. So, it may be a bit vague, but for me, personal experience as opposed to belief in stories is what convinces me that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, it's a good answer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, hey, Owen, good to see you. He says, did anyone watch his show this morning? The first part, Advanced Relative Density Theory. No, sorry, mate. I was busy the whole day. But I'll definitely go and watch it. Advanced Relative Density Theory. If you want to come in and explain it, it would be great. Flataholics Anonymous. Flatswood, you are simply ignorant. Oh, thank you very much. Think about an object accelerating towards the ground. What force would need to stop it from accelerating? Friction. Or something physical. Like a solid?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's so hard to understand? Things accelerate because they don't start at terminal velocity. That's why it accelerates. What's so hard to understand?
Yeah. That's it. That's about the two answers you can get.
I mean,
friction in something solid. Yeah.
I mean, a helium balloon accelerates upwards. A ball in water accelerates upwards.
Upwards. Yeah.
This is a beauty. This is a beauty. The sea's not level. The Pacific is higher.
Oh man!
Wow.
These fools come from.
Anton Joseph, good to see you, mate. Ali G, I haven't watched Ali G in a long time, eh? He had an interview with Buzz Aldrin. That should be interesting. Have you watched that before?
No, I don't think so. Ali G interview with Buzz Aldrin? No, I don't think so.
It should be interesting.
I'm not sure. Have I?
Ali, why aren't you working? Ali, G interviews Buzz Aldrin.
Old Sean Hawkins there in chat, proving that he can't read or hear anything again.
Yeah. I
Hey,
mean,
Sean Hawkins, thank you for coming.
You moron.
What's he saying? Okay.
because we know for a fact that the
All,
Earth isn't
all you
flat.
need to do is present a map and model measurements. Well, flat Earth angles to Polaris, mate.
Every
Yeah.
single measurement is based off of a flat Earth.
Yeah, and we are here because we you know what I mean? Because we know it's not flat. I mean, why would we be here if we know it's not flat? What would be the point in us doing this every night if we know it's not flat, but we're saying it's flat? We just come here just to lie to people for the sake of it, dude.
Yeah.
Get a grip, man.
Hey, Bobby Senior, thank you for coming, mate. What happens to gas in a containment? It seeks equilibrium like everything else, aka entropy. But because we live in a dynamic system, you have gas behavior, aka why we have pressure gradients. This can be demonstrated, by the way. Okay, are you guys ready to listen to Ali G?
Yeah, go on, man.
Booyakasha! Check it out. I is here with none.
I miss that. Booyakasha! When we were younger, we always used to do that.
We're watching Allergy.
I'm here with my main man, Buzz Aldrin.
And I'm going to tell you, the Earth is flat.
In it.
In it, yeah.
Other than my main man, Buzz Aldrin. I know this is a sensitive question, but what was it like not being the first man on the moon? Was you ever jealous of Louis Armstrong?
Louis
He
Armstrong.
was very interesting. No, I was not jealous. He was
have
a
seen
very,
this.
very
I have
seen this.
qualified
It's good.
person. Yeah.
So, when you arrived on the moon, was the people who lived there very friendly, or was they scared of you?
There was absolutely no thought of encountering any living being whatsoever.
Do you think man will ever walk on the sun?
No. The sun is too hot. It is not a good place to go to.
What happens if they went in winter when the sun is cold?
The sun is not cold in the winter.
Sean.
Yeah. The sun is not cold in the winter.
Being asked this a zillion times, it must really get on your tits being asked it. But let's just sort it out. What do you say to all those conspiracy theorists who come up to you and say, does the moon really exist?
I don't think there are very many people who question whether the moon exists. It exists. And
All right, you heard it here. It does exist. So all those people out there who were saying it don't, you was wrong.
that's right. The moon does exist.
Is that a straw man or what?
And Buzz Aldrin doesn't actually realize he's making fun of him.
I don't think he does.
Oh, wow. No, old school, this is just for the fun of it, mate. We're having some fun. Come on.
And we went there.
Yo, listen up. But how do they really know what exists and what is the conspiracy things? Because I know I have seen a picture of J-Lo with two, massive geezers dongs there, and apparently it weren't true.
I haven't seen those pictures.
Well, you should check them out. It's amazing. Is you upset that Michael Jackson got all the credit for inventing the moonwalk, but you was the first geezer ever to actually do it?
No. You can call things by different names, and you can use the moon or Mars or Venus, and you can say this is the Venus trot. But that doesn't mean that it has any connection to what it would be like for a horse moving on Venus.
Yo.
The horse could trot on Venus, right?
What,
Except it's
there's
very,
horse-
very
there's
hot.
There's horse on Venus.
Oh, he's funny, man.
I miss this guy. He was epic.
Hmm. He does some more series film roles now, I think.
He's still at it these days.
Yeah, but he's doing things a bit more seriously, I think. But yeah, he'll go back to comedy.
Well, I don't know. He's gone kind of beast system these days.
But it's good to have you in, Owen.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Sure. I'm just gonna finish this. Then you can explain us your advanced theory. It'd be great.
Neither is Michael Jackson on the moon.
Got a joke about space. You want to hear it? There's a monster from outer space who is going on a trip around the universe, and him goes to the travel booker to book like a hotel on the moon, and the travel booker goes, "You can't go to that hotel because the moon is full."
That's pretty good.
Because the moon is full. Oh yeah.
That is
full.
so wicked. That's wicked.
And the opposite of the moon being full is
It's empty.
the new moon.
What?
That's when it's dark.
It's empty.
What does he mean? What?
The full moon is when it's bright. Okay? And the hotel on the full moon is full.
Martin 3, would you show us a map that curves, please? Geology maps don't curve, old school. Geology maps are two-dimensional and have topography placed on top of them. The map itself is still two-dimensional. The topography placed on top of it is three-dimensional. They just stuck mountains and stuff on it. It doesn't make the map not two-dimensional.
Yeah, it's just fancy decoupage.
It's the same as these globers always with their geometry. The Earth's surface is two-dimensional. So you're claiming now that the map surface is not two-dimensional anymore? Might want to go think about that.
It's back to classic baller debunked baller, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What I thought it means it's like. I thought it's funny because it means he's like full. He's like been eating.
I know.
Eating stuff. He's all well full and everything.
No, the hotel is full.
So, but why is it funny? Because the hotel is full.
I wasn't sure that it was funny. You said it was funny.
Why is it funny again?
Things are funny or comedic because they mix the real with the absurd.
So listen up. You has heard about the moon and about space. You better learn about these things from my man Buzz Lightyear here. So you better realize that these things is important. Big up yourself.
That was
Buzz is staying so professional. I mean, that guy is so annoying.
Hey, well, he is, yeah.
Tony Whitcomb, thank you very much for... I just want to say thank you very much for £20 super chat, Tony Whitcomb. Why aren't Globers calling up NASA and asking why their 44 documents state a flat and non-rotating Earth instead of being here and crying in the chat? The Earth is either an oblate sphere or Chinese butternut squash Earth. Thank you very much for the speech. And that's so true. The documents claim stationary, flat Earth, yet they want to come cry to us instead of NASA about it. Very, very true, Tony. Thank you very much for the super chat. Yeah, Arwen. So, guys, we're excited. Arwen's going to explain to us relative density, what you say, advanced theory?
Advanced relative density theory.
That's awesome.
Which is about what happens, the density axis shift within an accelerating medium. That's pretty much the entirety of it. Self-explanatory. I could give examples, but before we move to that, I wanted to ask you: have you ever seen the Ali G clip where he talks about physics? Like, there's another one, not with Buzz, where he talks about physics, and he's talking about Newton, the guy who shot the apple off the bloke's head. Ever seen that? That one is so funny. It's unbelievable.
I think
that's the best one I've ever seen.
Talks to physics professor.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Hi Rachie, thank you for coming. Good to see you. Yeah, we'll watch it, but we'll first let Arwen explain it. Would you be able to explain it for the ballers in a bit more crayon munching detail, because they have problems understanding simple words?
Well, I don't think I can make ballers comprehend it, really. But it can't make it work if somebody's going to talk over me.
Sorry, man. I was just going to say, you can't get to that retarded level to explain it.
Well,
Yeah.
Right. But what my show was about, the main theme at the beginning, it was a 3-hour show. Not all of it is all about that. It's like the first 40 minutes or something. And it's a combination of different things that are going on that people are thinking about concerning gravity, relative density, and this doubt about what happens with a medium in motion. And then there's these complaints like, yeah, but relative density doesn't technically address a medium in motion. It only addresses objects, their density in relation to the medium they are in. But what if the object is a medium by itself with fluid in it and different densities, right? There's things going to happen with that object, even if the whole of it is shifting. And so there's a more complex dynamic situation going on with relative density, right? It's all about mediums and the effective axis of how the densities distribute themselves based on forces that are all combined and applied to the medium at hand.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's a medium and a medium and a medium doesn't matter. It all compounds, right? So there is an overall universal standard situation, and that is stationary Earth. It's a realm, it's enclosed, it's stationary. We can't prove it isn't stationary, right? It's stationary, but here's the thing. There's an axis within the density ratio here that is up and down. We all know this, right? Less dense things go up, dense things go down. But we don't know why, because we don't know why it does it like that. But what we do know is that once you start accelerating mediums, like a car with a helium balloon on a string and a pendulum on a string, once you start accelerating, the axis of how these densities want to divide themselves within the medium that is accelerating shifts. And this would mathematically, exclusively mathematically, reveal that you could think of the stationary realm as being accelerating upwards, and then the math all works out. Because then, as soon as you apply a force to a medium, you combine the axis of the applied force with the assumed to be axis of the assumed to be accelerating upward medium, which is the entire realm, and it all mathematically works out. But of course, it's only a think of situation because the medium is stationary. But in the stationary situation, you could calculate it as if it were accelerating upward, and then applying any forces in a fractal fashion, medium within a medium within a medium within a medium, it will all work out perfectly if you only assume that the entire realm is accelerating upward.
So sort of like if you take a bottle of water with a cork and stuck in it with on a string, and you accelerate it forward, the cork goes forward as well while the water's going backwards because it displaces the less medium to the accelerated point.
Yeah, if you have a medium with different things in it, and you accelerate it into a direction, then the less dense things will order themselves at the front and the more dense at the back.
Yeah.
And so you conclude there is a effective shift of the axis of how density orders itself because of the added force.
Yeah, but it's simply just displacement. That's why it does that.
You can call it density buoyancy. I mean, it is effectively all the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? But there is an effective axial shift that happens in how density orders themselves within the medium that is moving. It would have to be moving. You can't make the apparent axis shift happen within something that isn't moving. That can never happen.
So you're saying mathematically we could say the Earth is accelerating upwards?
Yeah, but only mathematically.
Yeah,
the stationary situation seems like as if the whole thing is accelerating upward, and that would explain but not prove why the density is ordered in the axis as we see it in the stationary Earth.
Yeah, so
it's almost like a dielectric acceleration proof C, except I don't reify it. It's a mathematical conclusion. It's not actual. It's not physical. It's very convenient to think of it as accelerating upward
Yeah.
for mathematical purposes, but it isn't.
Yeah, in short, that's actually where they got the idea from, general relativity, and for the flat Earth societies, disk accelerating upwards. That's where they got
Right,
the
but
idea
it's
from.
all mathematical mind experiment, right? It's only like a tool. Once you think of it as accelerating upward, then you can start to calculate forces, apply to things, and then it works out great, right? Doesn't mean that because the math, when applying this, works out great, that the whole thing is actually provably accelerating upward, because that's absurd.
Yeah.
Right? What is it accelerating up into? Why? How? What? How can we test it? We can't. None of it can be tested or proven or anything.
Yeah, but that's why with general relativity, they say it's got to do with your reference frame. When the thing is falling, it's at a 0g net force.
Yeah, but that's where they start to just make it really weird and bullshitty. So you get just so confused until everything is relative and it doesn't matter anymore. Whatever they say is going to be true, and you'll just not. Yeah. That's what they try to do.
Yeah, Guns of Neverone. Dell is claiming this. Yes.
Flat Earth Society tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but there's a whole bunch of problems concerning this because.
Like I said, it's simply just displacement. It's as simple as that. I think people are trying to make it too complicated for what it really is.
Right. But anyway, once you apply this system, then density, like relative density, can be fractally applied, because the normal relative density situation, like with the density tower test, which is a full-blown experiment that is valid, that only works in a stationary situation if you apply it to a medium that is stationary. Once you start to do the experiment in a moving scenario, it doesn't work anymore. The axis shifts, and you have no direct explanation for why that can be grounded into natural phenomenon, because it doesn't happen in nature like that. It becomes too complicated. Right? So you have to all still rest it on the original stationary relative density theory, because that's the only valid experiment.
Raichi says, how is this anything like dielectrics? We can see when falling RDD buoyancy doesn't work when stationary. It works.
It's not literally like dielectrics. I was drawing in dielectric acceleration because of the mistake that you might make, right? Why is it ordered like it? Something has to be causing it. Yeah? No. Nothing has to be causing the apparent acceleration upward, which is not an actual acceleration upwards. There's nothing causing that. That's just the way it seems to be, and it isn't actually.
Think of it this way. When there's no acceleration of both mediums inputted at the same time, then obviously the one's gonna. That's why when you see a ball accelerate through a medium, there's only one acceleration. That's the ball. So it displaces. Now, if you got the medium and the ball both accelerating together, so it can't displace it because it's displacing one another at the same rate. So therefore, when they both accelerate, they show no displacement. But as soon as you only have the one medium or the object showing displacement, well, then it accelerates. That's why it's actually just stationary. That's not moving. Because if the Earth was moving, everything would just be at how can you put it? Everything would just be at
spinning,
zero
right?
G.
If it was spinning, their relative density would be super messy. Everything would be super messy.
Mm-hmm. Because that's why I say they totally misrepresent how it's supposed to be. They would say, "Oh, you see, because it's not mixing while it's falling, therefore relative density." No, that's showing you guys don't understand displacement. You simply don't understand that the mediums are all displacing at the same rate while falling, so therefore they can't displace because they're all accelerating. When it comes to using a stationary reference, like on Earth, you're just standing there, you have a ball falling through water or air, it's one accelerative reference. So therefore it would show the displacement. But if you have both the medium and the ball both accelerating together, there won't be a relative displacement because they're both accelerating together. They always exclude the surrounding system, to put it in fair
Well, there
words.
is, look, in the stationary situation, I'm going to assume that if something is falling, it's going to fall through gas because that is in the natural world. And gas has friction capabilities. Now, as soon as you take an entire medium with a closed in set of gas, that gas is going to fall with the entire object. So it doesn't work the same way that way.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
It's
And
just
that's
the
how you can
displacement.
have that weird apparent suspense situation happening, like in the vomit comet. It's because the gas in that thing is moving with it. And that changes, well, the apparent axial situation, right? Because now the less dense gas are going to attempt to move to the front while at the same time, it neutralizes it. So it's all a bunch of axial shifts because of forces applied that even out. And if they're perfectly in opposition, then it's like it's neutral. Then you have the apparent zero G effect.
Yeah,
It just happens.
Yeah, but I have to say, Flataholics, outright lie. When did I ever say the upward movement is just mathematical, not actual? When did I say that? That's actual bullshit. So an outright lie from Flataholics Anonymous, guys.
Idiot.
I must have missed him because I keep timing him out because he's a liar.
Yeah. Thank you. No, Rachel, yeah, I don't know where he comes on that I'd say it's mathematical. It's definitely physical. If you see it moving, it's moving physically. Why would they be falling at the same rate due to relative density when they are the same density? Simple. They're both accelerating at the same rate. Just like when you take a bowling ball and a feather and you let it accelerate in a vacuum, they're accelerating at the same rate. You remove the medium, now there's no friction. So they both have accelerative rates. So they both have to accelerate. So when you do it in the same with the ball and the feather now in water, the ball is going to go through the medium, but the feather is going to stay at the top. Now, because it all got to do with your reference frame. Now, let's take that same water, the ball and the feather, and drop them all together. The water, the ball, and the feather are all accelerating at the same rate. So therefore, there's no displacement to separate them. That's the simplest way I would be able to explain it. Hi, Mike Dornan. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. I think
you can also explain that's the negating of the axial situation of density ordering. And if it's completely negated, then everything just floats randomly and it doesn't order itself.
Yeah. I think I'm going to actually have to do a video demonstrating this and explaining it in more detail. Because it's actually very simple.
It's tough to explain without visuals.
Yeah.
So yeah, I couldn't really make up from just what you were saying. It's very, I hope you guys understood from what I've tried to explain. Like on my video, I did like a basic, I'm on camera there and I can do some hand gestures to kind of assist, right? Video assistance would be very helpful because it can be very confusing as to what you're describing as an example with this situation.
Yeah, but I think I'll have to do an actual video with demonstrations and stuff to explain it in, I don't know, because I try and explain it simply, but it doesn't always come out simple. You understand? To me, it can make sense, but to someone else, it doesn't make sense. That's the problem with communication, unfortunately. But yeah, just like you, Owen, I think you explained it as well. Yours was more mathematical based, though. Excuse me. But yeah, thanks for explaining it. I hope the guys got
You're welcome. The odd thing is that eventually you fall back to basically how people in industry and all that apply it, like with gravity, except it's density. And it's just density. You apply, instead of a gravity direction combined forces, you use you figure out the axial directions of the densities, right? So you use the gravity system with all the forces, and this force plus that force, and then you get the average in that direction, etc. You apply that, except instead of just going one direction, go down, go boom, boom, where does it go down, go boom, boom to? It's where does it shift up and down based on its density towards.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same except more complete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's also true what I'm reading in chat. Yeah, gravity is just simply them taking what we see in reality, and because they have a belief, they sort of make it too complicated for normal people to understand and say, "You see, it's gravity." Instead,
It's not. It's not just that though, flat Earth. They need it to hold all the heliocentric model together as well.
it's the glue.
That's it.
It's
That's
the
it. It's
glue,
the
yeah.
glue. I was about to say it's the cement that keeps every single bit of crap they talk together.
I mean, why do you think they keep on bringing up when these so-called debunkers debunk flat Earth? They say, "Oh, but gravity won't work on a flat Earth." No shit, Sherlock. There's no gravity on the flat Earth, so why are you putting it on a flat Earth?
We don't want it to work.
Gravity
on a flat
doesn't
Earth.
work on anything.
No, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
actually.
We don't want it to work on flat Earth. So.
Yeah, Rachel.
And in accordance to heliocentrism, gravity doesn't even work literally.
Yeah,
It
it's just an
doesn't do
effect.
work. It's not a force. You have
Just
to
an
be a
effect.
force to do work.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just an effect.
Exactly.
It's because it's based on your reference frame. Because according to general relativity, we're always accelerating outwards.
It's a non-force that acts like a force.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
how contradictory is that? I mean,
it's crazy. Rachie, I'm going to try my best to do the video. But I've got some ideas how I can do it. The green screen's also going to help me a lot. I was even thinking I'm going to do some spoofs of Not a Professor Dave. That's going to be fun.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
I've been watching some of these videos by Dr. John D. That's been kind of messing me up in a good way. That brings up the question: what is density?
Well, the agreed upon is just the amount of mass in a given volume. That's what they agree. So they're saying, yeah, it's mass that's crammed into a
What's
volume.
mass?
But exactly, but mass is just inertia. Actually, nobody really knows. They can't define it properly. But the agreed upon is just the amount of stuff that's crammed into a specific volume.
volume, yeah.
But I love John D's videos. He makes people think a lot. One thing that really caught my attention with him a lot was still that what is light. I think we still have to do a touch upon that sometime as well.
Yeah.
Because I also believe light is not what we're told.
No, it's a weird thing. Like it's hard. You can't describe it. You can describe what it looks like, but you can't describe how it's made because we don't know.
Yeah,
you know?
because it's still based on a false equivalence.
Yeah, yeah.
That's his point, though. Is it a thing at all?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's not physical, is it?
So, some things aren't meant to be known, you know. And
That's it.
man can waste his time all his life trying to understand something that can't be known, but it's just folly.
Yep. So, guys, why is inertia and mass got the same definition? Would it be because they wanted to be an effect and physical at the same time?
Well, yeah. Well, inertia's the effect, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see, the problem is a lot of people think because there's such thing as specific gravity, which is relative density, they think that's relative density disequilibrium. It's not the same thing. Hey, Neil, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming.
Hey, Neil.
What's happening? What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Cool, Neil.
Good to have you in. So
Who we going after today? Who we going after today?
Today we're just talking flat Earth proofs. So what's your favorite flat Earth proof, Neil?
Oh, if we're talking flat Earth proofs, then we got to start going after Nathan. Because as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't have any.
Nah, he's got none whatsoever, dude. None. Nathan doesn't know what he's talking about. Not at all. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, Travis. Hey, Matthew. Good to see you guys. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we've we've descended into there's no rebuttal for flat Earth proofs. So now we're talking about the differences on theories of RDD versus dielectrics or accelerating Earths.
Yeah, what's going on with Dell? Dell's on that Earth's moving upwards nonsense, and he's kind of gets Rachel hooked up in that. I don't know.
I would
People
understand.
they're looking for answers. They
We
still
just had
think
a
that things go
conversation about
down.
Yeah, we just had a conversation. Look, the thing is, it's very easy to come to that conclusion if you're seeing with a water bottle accelerating, it just displaces to. And it's just simple displacement. Like I was trying to explain to with centripetal force, it displaces
Centripetal.
inwards and not outwards when the thing's spinning. It's the same. It's just got to do with displacement. But I'm gonna make a video explaining why the things would show no acceleration when they are all falling
But
at the same rate.
You've got a container with a medium in it. Inside a container with a medium, I don't see what you're going to try and prove.
Well, hold
that's
on.
it.
But I said, where do you see that in nature too? I'm thinking. But Adam did say, what about a coconut? I mean, coconuts have
That's
liquid
true.
in them. So it is in nature. You can science it.
Yeah, because the coconut and the liquid's going to fall at exactly the same rate. So it won't be able to displace differently. But you see, because
We need it.
both things
We need a
mediums.
transparent.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, transparent coconut. You can use a water bottle with water in.
Yeah.
It gives the same
Yeah.
effect.
A coconut is pressurized, though.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah, it's got
yeah, it would have to
containment,
be,
correct?
Of course, yeah.
It's amazing how it's got physical containment to hold that water and air in.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a little nut from God, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
Signisip says, I have FTFE messaging me every hour to remove me to stay afloat so I can watch Flatswood completely annihilate him later. I wonder if I can draw it simply on like I don't know. I'm gonna try and see if I can draw it, explain it. Here comes the trusty crayon munching paint out. Okay. This is like just the normal ground. Okay, let's take now a container. Come on. Now we're going to take a container that's here. And the container is going to be filled with water. See, the container's filled with water, guys. Okay, obviously we're going to have to just remove some of the water. So there's water, there's no water. Now we got a a rock. It's placed here. Okay. Now what happens when this whole reference frame, or what the? My mouse is starting to really irritate me. Okay. So let's take it like this. It's sitting on the ground. What happens with the rock? The rock would sink, correct?
Yep.
The water just stays still, the rock sinks.
Yep.
What did we observe? The rock, relative to the medium, displaced it, so it just sank. Now let's take the same scenario. Now with the whole canister, well, the container with the rock and the water, they're all accelerating together. What's happening now? It can't displace. Why? Because the water's falling at exactly the same accelerated rate as the pebble, and the pebble is falling exactly accelerated rate as the air, and the air exactly the same accelerated as the so everything in this reference frame is falling at exactly the same rate, so they can't displace anything. When it is just stationary, there is displacement because the only accelerative frame is this pebble sinking through the water, because that's the only accelerative. But if everything is accelerating downwards, they all are accelerating and therefore cannot be displaced. And that's why you don't see mixture with relative density when it falls. That's the simplest I can place it. I can explain it. But yeah, did that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, no, that was it was exciting.
That sums it up perfectly.
Yeah,
definitely.
and that's why if I do talk to Dow or something about it, I'll explain to him it's not the Earth rotating up when you move in the water like that. It's just the displacement. It's because you in the car and the water bottle and everything is moving forward. Remember, that liquid of the water is trying to stay back as you accelerating forwards, and so it displaces the less dense forward. That's all it's doing, because what happens? Buoyancy to the acceleration. Now he's saying because you're accelerating forward and that's doing that, therefore the Earth is accelerating. No, that's not how it is. If you have density and something can't support it, it's how it's foundationed. You're not going to expect air to hold up a brick wall, because a brick wall is much denser and you need enough pressure to be able to push it up. Now let's take, for instance, a leaf blower. You can hold a golf ball to it and it would give what we call the Magnus effect. It can push and hold it in the air. Why? Because there's enough pressure to hold it up. Now take away that pressure away, the golf ball falls. It's not Earth accelerating upwards. It's simply just got to do with accelerated medium values.
That's right. How many times in Scripture do you think it says about Earth being stationary and unmovable?
Many times.
Plenty of times, right?
Many times.
So what I think subconsciously, I think with a lot of these guys, they just don't want the Bible to be correct.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to come forth with some sort of movement somewhere. Now the Earth is accelerating up. I don't know what it is, but I was thinking the other day, why? It's so obvious to a duck that there's no movement. And it's because the people that are anti-God are never going to agree with the Bible.
True.
No, they won't.
But I mean, look at last night when I was debating that Craven guy, where his so-called argument was, all these people, so therefore it's true, their documents. So I said, okay, let's make it now with the Bible then. 500 eyewitnesses saw Jesus resurrected. Do you accept those documented eyewitnesses? No, he doesn't. But he expects me to accept his documents that could be fraudulent. You understand?
Yeah.
I like that burden of proof reversal fallacy you pulled on him.
I had to. But I mean, but you understand, because he wants me just to accept it just because he has a belief of it. So I said, okay, let's play your game then. Do you accept it this way? Then he wanted to get into the whole Bible spiel. It's like, that's not what we're busy talking about. We're talking about the documented evidence, what you accept or not. Yeah, he was kind of stuck. But yeah, at the end of the day, the guy didn't have anything other than just accept it because of consensus and appealing to authority.
Yeah, like I said, he spoke well and all that, but he didn't prove his point. Not at all. Not one little bit.
He didn't bring one evidence for the moon landings.
No,
he just
not at all. He just spoke about how it came about and all that. That's just giving you a bit of history and what they're doing now and what he thinks. That was it. There was no proof whatsoever.
I'm not being funny, but look at the guy's name.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, and what he actually said to Craig and that about I'll pay you with a BJ. You know what I mean? And it's nasty. Man, that's nasty.
It's amazing how it's amazing how these guys always want me just to make equations and math for everything. The thing is, not everybody is so mathematically inclined to just make equations up for everything. I'm a guy that can explain a thing in a physical term, a mechanical way. Doesn't mean I'm able to do an equation for it. You got people that can do equations for it. Ask them if you really want equation. But I explain the mechanics behind it. Doesn't mean I have to create the maths behind it.
Well, they did the same thing with Anthony with his egg experiment. They
Yeah.
wanted him to turn it into an equation. Why? You're seeing it right there. It's self-explanatory. Math explains things. It describes things, correct? It's not
Exactly.
reality.
Exactly. But I mean, not everybody is. I mean, everybody has strong suits and weak suits. I mean, I'm not the guy that can create equations. That's not how I think. I have an artistic kind of mind, so I think visually, not
Yeah, I
mathematically.
learned visually.
You understand?
I learned visually.
So I don't think mathematically. So I can explain it visually to people as simple as I can, but I wouldn't be able to make an equation to it. If they want an equation, they can just ask someone that does think that way.
I like to see the equation for gravity because that don't work.
They don't even know what gravity is to begin with. Although they want to make claims about it.
Well, it's just a word, right? It's just a word that they made up, because they have to have us in a solar system. They have to have people on a planet, but sticking to the planet without floating into space.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it's all about.
Yeah, Rachie, I just got to say that is wrong. You can weigh something on a scale with a hot air balloon. It's not attached to Earth. It's still going to give a weight. Now, if they're falling together, then you won't have a weight. That's what I'm trying to say. It's all just got to do with the accelerated frames. Every reference frame that accelerates gives a different result. But that doesn't mean Earth is accelerating. It means the object and medium into reference to one another is what's accelerating. The Earth in itself is the surrounding system, and that will always stay stationary. Everything else above it or in it is relative to that system. Unfortunately, we are always on the stationary Earth.
This is why I like scripture, because it grounds you. You're not going to get involved with all this nonsense of a moving Earth and that.
But you see, that's where the globers suffer. That's why they say you need gravity or you'd fly off. Why? Because your belief is you require it.
Everything is relative to the medium that it's in.
Exactly.
It's not just globers who are suffering from it, though. It's flat earthers as well. They think.
Yeah, look at Ray. Isn't Ray? She said, "What is she talking to you right now?" She's buying this accelerating Earth. Drives me crazy because she's a smart girl. But she gets caught up in these things. I don't understand.
I like Rachie because she thinks very logically, and I think she's gonna get to it. With, like I say, I'm gonna make this video. I'm gonna explain it as simple as I can, and I think she'll get around to it because, and I think Dal, because he'll probably, if he does watch it, hopefully open his eyes and see, yeah, there's no acceleration needed of Earth. The Earth being stationary or moving isn't gonna change the outcome of what's separate to Earth moving. You understand?
I just went out in my backyard. I feel no movement at all. Therefore, Earth is stationary. Come on, wake up, people.
Simple. I mean, I'm definitely not moving 480 meters a second. I can guarantee you guys.
It's a little bit too far, I think.
It's nonsense. I mean, our
It's just
equilibrium would be off.
Yep. That's it. That's it.
Hey Zane, good to see you. Price of Adam, good to see you. And I think I also saw who else did I see? I saw someone I want to say hello to. I can't remember. Oh, Sound is Banana, good to see you, mate. So yeah. Did you hear that argument I gave about the camera? How did they test the camera before they went up to space? Neil?
I have not.
Yeah, my argument is simple. They took such perfect professional photographs in space. Yet we can't see one photo where they actually tested the equipment on Earth to get that same results. Why is that?
Because space is fake.
Yeah, because if they had to show the actual photos they took here on space on Earth, we're using those cameras, they wouldn't get the same results. So therefore, they would nullify their argument that the photos were taken from space.
Okay.
Well, we all know we're in the middle of a paradigm shift,
Yeah.
and they've allowed it. We know that, right? The powers that should not be have allowed it
Yeah.
because they know.
Glenn Selsh, even a normal scale that's not mechanical, still falls under the same rigorous. Remember, like you got normal scales today, they work with load cells. It's the pressure that's pushed onto that load cell that gives you a weight reading. So just like you'd have a mechanical scale with the weights, if it falls, it would also, it's all in accelerative frame, so it wouldn't be able to give a reading. So if you take a scale with a load cell reading, it's also going to fall in exactly the same reading and therefore won't be able to show you any reading because it falls at the same rate. It's actually very simple. I don't know I don't know why people are struggling to understand this. If you let's say you are driving a car forward and you're having a drag race with someone and they are dragging at exactly the same speed as you. That's what general relativity is actually about, guys. You see each other, making it look like the earth is moving around you. You guys are standing still. It's the same thing because you both are moving relative in your frame. So you have the same accelerative reference. So therefore you have net zero. That's so in general relativity that is actually correct, but they've hijacked it and called it fourth dimensional.
Correct. You put it in space time. Yes.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. You ever sitting in a parking lot, just chilling, and you're in park, and you feel like you're moving because you look to the left and the car next to you starts moving?
Exactly.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh my god! How many times I'm like hitting the brake? Like, oh my god!
Yeah.
It's like you think you're rolling backwards or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it almost
Yeah.
feels like you're moving.
It's usually when I got that feeling, the first time I noticed that is when I was in a bus and waiting for it to go somewhere, but the bus next to me reversed out. I thought I was going forward. Yeah, I remember getting that feeling. Yeah.
I want to say something, and I hate to do this. Like, 'cause I like Rachel, but Atmo's not attached to Earth.
No, definitely not. It's
No.
freely moving gas. It's unbonded.
Yeah, Atmo is there.
Yeah, but look, this whole attached to, this is a giant misunderstanding, really, because she was asking, like, how she was basically started out in the chat with her saying it starts with mass and from mass density is derived. That's incorrect. Density is the actual thing. Mass is the concept that is derived from density. Then she asked, how do you establish density? Well, you have to compare the density of something to another thing, and you keep that process up, right? No numerical value, no quantification has to come into play. Can be purely non-numerical establishment of different densities of materials by comparing the density of it, right? And then she asked, like, what it came up, like, it has to be not attached. Like, if there's a rock in the ground, right, or a tree is in the ground, you cannot measure it. You cannot be certain of its exact weight. You can try to estimate it by comparing it in your experience with other things of its size, but you can't get it precisely right because it has to be not attached to the earth. And then she started comparing to, what about a balloon stuck to a rope? Well, that's not attached to earth, right? That's a whole other discussion, right? It's separated. You can definitely, you would have had to weigh it before you even started out. It's fabricated. So it's not the same thing. Anyway, that's why she just keeps on harping on about being attached.
Yeah.
But why?
Man,
It's so
offshoot.
obvious, Alwyn. Why?
Yeah, hi
I don't
Alan.
understand why you're searching. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, saying hi Alan, hey SI man, good to see you guys. Yeah, I mean it's simple. Like I was saying with the hot air balloon. The hot air balloon's not attached to Earth. You're still able to stick a scale on the hot air balloon and you would get a weight reading. That weight reading is just simply a equivocation based on the pressure of the object on the scale. Now, the globies would say, okay, that's because Earth is pulling the mass down towards mass. So that's why you get that, which is false. It's just the density of that object is put into unit form of measure based on the pressure it puts on the scale. Now, let that same hot air balloon fall now from the sky with that same scale and same weight, what would you get now? You'd get a measurement reading of 0 because the balloon, the scale, and the weight would all be falling at the same accelerative rate towards the ground.
I don't know what's going on with her. I mean, that last statement's absolute. It's like every time we try to help you make sense of it and get things in the proper place, you just make things even worse. It's like you're doing it on purpose, Raichi. What's going on? You're just being contrarian or something?
Yeah, and I've invited Raichi. I'm speaking directly to you, Raichi. I've invited you over and over again to come on 24/7. I'm sorry, Flat Earth Debate, and you never do. I wonder why. You say it's because you're children. Hey, we got a guy on panel, John Shelton, right? Refractory curvature. He's got, how many does he have on when he's told us the other day? He's got like 7 or 8. So come on. Come on, Flat Earth Debate, and we'll discuss these things voice to voice.
Ridiculous. Buoyancy doesn't work unless attached to Earth. What kind of nonsense remark is that? If something is attached to Earth, then buoyancy doesn't even apply.
She's actually
something, in order to have a buoyant effect, it has to be separated in a fluid, or it can't do that. You're being absurd, Raichi.
I think there's a miscommunication problem because she's like I try and explain, Raichi. A hot air balloon is separate from Earth. It's not attached to Earth, and yet it can give a reading and a no reading in the same reference. It's falling either through or it's sitting stationary. It's not attached to Earth. I think you are saying because we have a scale on the ground, it's going to give a reading. If we have to pick it up from the ground, then it's not going to give a reading. It will still give a reading even if it's up in the ground. It's when it's falling, it's not going to give a reading. But that doesn't make it mean it's attached to the Earth. It actually means it's separate because you need it separate to have all the frames accelerating together.
But why playing with all these toys? What are you trying to conjure up here?
But it's good that we have these discussions, though. I mean, if we all had the same opinions on a thing, I think it would be kind of boring.
You got to be careful what you watch on YouTube, though.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's mine.
But like I said, how I think in visual terms. So I understand what Raichi's trying to say, but she's ignoring the major fact of accelerative mediums. And that's the problem Dal also understand.
All right.
Runs short on. It's just.
Can I ask you something,
yeah?
Flatzoid?
Yeah.
Do I need to chill? Am I being like out of order here, in your opinion?
No, you got kind of. You're passionate.
All right.
You're passionate about it. I mean, you haven't got ugly yet or anything, sir.
Right. So yeah, chill out, guys in chat. Why don't you stop projecting there and stop whining? Okay.
Listen, I could speak for Flatsoid and everybody. We always want everybody to be themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just be yourself, but sometimes if you get too passionate, like I do, you got to rein it back.
I can't be anybody else.
That might just be the sound, Al, and when you speak that loud, that distorts your mic, so it's pretty unaudible, that's all.
But you know, it's all through love, isn't it? You know, to wake the fellow man or woman up to truth. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, is it getting through that hard? I don't know. I'm never really sure. Element apparently gets through better. I'll just take a more. Is this still good? Can you still hear me clear like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine, yeah.
Wow, that's like at a meter distance. Okay, I'll take my distance from the mic a little bit more.
I must say-
Element's quite good.
Element's very clear, and I must say, it's to me, I've had a much more stable connection with Element than I did with Discord.
You sound great, Flatzoid.
Yeah, but it's my new mic. It's my new mic.
I keep telling him, Neil, his voice is smooth like chocolate now.
Sounds like a radio presenter to me.
And today on Flatsoid FM.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but I chose this mic for a reason because I want to do some music production and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that.
What kind of music we talking about, Fatsoid?
All different type of music. I mean, me and my wife actually wrote 25 songs already, so it'd be great to get that out. It's all Christian. That's all Christian-based songs. But I do want to do some flat Earth songs as well, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, I got a few songs too. I got my testimony song. I got to dig it out somewhere though.
That'd be awesome.
That's a pretty good one. But I would, what would we consider them? I don't know. Rock. I don't know if it's even rock. What's Mercy Me? You ever hear of the band Mercy Me?
Oh yeah, they're between rock and
contemporary.
Yeah, sort of pop rock.
Yeah,
pop
like
rock.
that.
Yeah. Hey, Chow Young Cat, good to see you, and RH, good to see you. Telling people to calm down always helps. Yeah, whatever. Paul. Sometimes it makes it worse though. But yeah, guys, imagine how boring it'd be if we all had to believe exactly the same thing. And I mean, even me, I get confused sometimes, and then a guy gets frustrated because he's explaining and I just don't see it in the same way. Not everybody understands everything in exactly the same way. That's the problems with communication though. Everybody processes the same statement differently. Like, you would get a room full of people. Like, let's say you get a room full of 10 people, they're sitting there. And you tell them a sentence like, this sandcastle was built by Sandy because of this time of year in this whatever. And every person hears the same sentence, but they translate it to themselves in a different manner. So you see a different version of the same sentence. Sorry?
We used to call it Chinese whispers.
Oh, yeah.
Are you about that sort of thing?
Yeah, so you see it, you hear the same question, but you translate it to yourself in a different manner.
No offense to anybody if the Chinese out there, like I'm not being. It's just what we used to call it in England.
Call the feelings police if you're triggered by someone telling the truth and you don't like it. Yep. As far as you guys all know, this channel, we don't really care about victimization. If you feel like you're a victim, I just say grow a pair of balls.
That's it.
That's right. Grow a pair.
Definitely.
I mean, this is all adult conversation. By now, you should have a hard skin to just take it. If you can give it, you can receive it.
Exactly.
Yeah, Rachie, grow a pair.
yeah.
No, please don't. No, Rachel.
No, don't actually. No, don't. That's a different program.
But Rachel's ace, guys. Rachel is ace.
I'm only kidding with you, Rachel. You know I think you're on it, but sometimes you're just searching too much when the evidence and the facts are right there in front of you. There's no need to search.
Wow. Well, I'm enjoying the stream actually. We're having quite a nice chill conversation.
Yeah.
You see how easy it is just to give all the proof for flat Earth, that we have to start discussing the mechanics behind the proofs because the globe has no rebuttal to it.
Yeah.
Well, they'll try to stop us, but I mean, they have nothing really to stop us with except for confusion and straw man arguments, right? And at some point, we're just going to be like, yeah, this is just goo in the way. So we're just going to continue building our understanding and just try to ignore you as much as possible because you're just trying to confuse us a lot of the time. You don't mean to. It's just you're confused and you insist that we adapt your confusion. But we know how it is confusion. So we're not going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the only thing they could do now is they're just going to keep putting stuff on TV, on the commercials, keep making movies. All the movies with space and all that. They're just going to keep pumping that out there and reifying this model of theirs.
Yeah.
And that's all they got.
Yeah. Coppertoon, good to see you. It's actually a good statement. He says, if someone is saying something like, and it affects you emotionally like flat Earth, why does it bother your emotions? Yeah, it usually bothers people's emotions because they got cognitive dissonance. What the hell?
Sorry.
Who's on mute?
Not me.
Huh? And then Signal step. Yeah, Rachie, stop searching, just accept. No, always search. Never just accept. That's for sure.
That's not what I meant. So whoever said that, that's not what I was saying. I said when the proofs
Yeah.
and evidence are all right there, there's no need to keep poking at something that's already proven. Earth is not accelerating. We've disproved that over and over again.
Yeah. Because
Well, not
FTF is on Monday.
proof.
Yeah, Monday it's
It's
me and
not
FTF.
spinning, right? You can prove it's not spinning. We can't prove what the whole body of it is doing.
Sure we can.
We can't prove whether it is moving or not moving. We can argue what it might seem to do mathematically when you try to figure out
Well, that's
forces
what I'm
what
going to
they
take
do,
you.
but we can't prove it either way. So effectively, it is stationary. It is the mass of it within the realm is not moving separate from the realm. That's a fact, because then you would get Coriolis deviations, all that, right? That's not happening.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
And
well,
But whatever
moving
the
upwards either.
entire realm in itself, with barriers and all, you might imagine, what it is doing, we can't tell.
well,
Well,
when
that's why I'm going to stick with scripture. Scripture says it's stationary.
Yeah, well, when last have you guys seen planes fly backwards?
Exactly. You don't.
Right. Well, within the realm, nothing is moving separate from Euclidean space.
Back when I used to take drugs.
Yeah.
Well, I do remember movement when the first time I was really drunk and I went home as a teenager and laid down in the bed. I'm telling you,
What?
If the debate was then, I would tell you
What?
we were spinning.
Well, didn't you know, Neil, if you get drunk, you become supernatural, you become fourth dimensional being, so you move with the ether and move with the ether in the effect of space-time bending?
Wow.
I don't know if there's only a chocolate.
Yeah, I definitely ascribe to biblical cosmology, guys, and I'm not ashamed to say it, because you can't disprove it.
Bible rules, okay.
I mean, has anybody been able to actually disprove the Bible cosmology with any evidence?
No, it just keeps proving over and over again.
Well, it's mostly a good reference, but it doesn't really prove anything by scientific standards. But it is like it has great pointers, and it's a very old text, right? So it would have a lot of people would have touched upon it.
We're not talking
And the
science.
information within it is revealing by its own.
Yeah, we're not talking science
because you can't science the earth.
No.
What are you going to science?
I would say the Bible's not a textbook. It certainly supports and teaches flat Earth, but it's not a science. It's not a textbook. It's not a science book. It doesn't prove it.
Yeah, but
Right, so it's mostly a historical reference.
Yeah, and
of what has passed through human minds.
Yeah, and by default, it validates reality.
Yeah.
Correct.
Think about it. Gas pressure without containment. You need containment to have gas pressure with gas pressure. God created the firmament. You would need the firmament to separate the waters from the waters. We have sunlight and daylight, which God created. We've got everything stationary. Someone's crackling. Yeah.
Michael Kahn.
It's not me.
I think it was PJ.
Yeah, it is.
It's PJ.
No, it's not.
I saw PJ light up. Yeah. There we go. It's PJ again.
Whoever it is, fix it.
Sorry.
He's doing his exercises.
It was maybe because the mic was caught between my neck and my chin.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it was, yeah.
Hey,
No, I know what happened. The earth accelerated. Moved the mic.
PJ, well, that your third chin or your fourth?
Hey, Watts, good to see you, mate. He says, Earth is an enclosed, pressurized dynamic system, not possible without a container which can be modeled. Exactly. We can only demonstrate gas pressure in containment, and we can demonstrate pressure gradients in containment. What we can't do, on the other hand, is show pressure gradients without containment, having pressure in the first instance without containment. Now we get the people that say, oh, let's take a fish tank and pour sulfur hexafluoride into it. Then you ask them the question, okay, does the sulfur hexafluoride stay down in the fish tank indefinitely like your model suggests? The answer is no. So therefore, gravity did not do anything to the gas. So what is the argument? You cannot have gas pressure without containment, and it is not possible to demonstrate it. Why? Because your globe is false. Hey, Chow Young Cat, thank you very much for your $8 super chat. Really appreciate it. The Bible is an anvil that has worn out many hammers. I 100% agree. Thank you very much for your super chat. It's really, really a word to stand on with truth. And the only arguments we get against the Bible is, no, you believe it, so therefore it's just a fantasy book. But that's what we get. Nothing else.
It stands the test of time.
G81. Thank you for coming. He says, no, you're wrong. What am I wrong on?
That's what they do. Just saying you're
You're
wrong.
just wrong,
Don't tell you what you're wrong
That's it.
about.
So I want to know, what am I wrong on? Sorry, I'm just quickly getting my phone back on.
I'm waiting to hear what you're wrong on.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for as well. Nothing in chat yet. No.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Usually they just say you're wrong, and then when I ask what I'm wrong on, they just either don't answer me or they say you're just wrong. Or they say everything.
Yeah. Or if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you.
You were speaking earlier about why some people get emotional when they come to flat Earth. Why does it bother so many people? I remember it bothered me when my brother first told me about it. I literally berated him for I think 3 weeks as I searched out to see, to come back with some proof for him to say, see, it's a sphere. And as the days went on, I couldn't find anything at all.
We've got an answer. We've got an answer. Flat Earth's perspective, everything but thermodynamics for sure.
For sure, yeah.
Does he want to come test me on thermodynamics?
I think he should test you on everything.
But I mean, he can come test me on thermodynamics if he thinks I got it wrong, because I simply think I know enough about thermodynamics to debunk everybody that's so far taken me on about it. I mean, the people that usually tell me I don't know anything about thermodynamics don't even know the difference between an open and a closed system. They think thermodynamics only constitutes isolated systems, which is rubbish. The isolated system is the boundary for all systems. You have systems, thermodynamic systems, inside an isolated boundary system. The universe is just considered as an isolated system because it's the boundary. So that means no matter or energy from an outside source can come in or out. Why? Because it is the outside boundary. This violates natural law too, because you cannot expand into nothing. There needs to be something to expand into. How do you have an expanding universe if there's nothing to expand into? Yes, thermodynamics is actual thermal dynamics, by the way. Thermo means thermal.
Tell him to come in. Who is it?
I don't know. The guy hasn't answered yet again. But yeah, I would love people to come in. I would love people to come in and want to test me on thermodynamics.
They never come in.
No,
And I
they
did
never
say,
do.
Yeah, and I want to point out, I said thermo, not thermal. Just like that, that chat where I said 30, and Craig says I said 50. You can go back and check. I did say 30. It's just the way I pronounce.
Listen, they'll hold you. They'll hold you to task on that. One time, I spelled. You know how they give you when you're spelling and when you're typing something in, automatically it goes up the word. So I went to say vertex, but it came out vortex. Oh, you should have seen how they were all over me.
Yeah,
it's not 2 lines meaning at a vortex.
They just jump straight all over it.
Yeah.
All over it.
But I mean, think about it. Let's take the globe, for instance, now. The origin story. I love doing this. First law of thermodynamics. Nothing can be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed or transferred.
Transferred.
Now, the globe claims there's no supernatural entity. They claim there was just something there, and it just decided to expand. So where was the something? The link, the link is on top here. Just click it using Element. It's right there. Click that link and you can come in. So tell me again, how do you have your dense hydrogen gas just popping into existence from nowhere? Now let's compare that to supernatural. God was there. God is above nature, so he can be there. He's the beginning and the end, the Alpha and Omega. So he doesn't need to worry about being created or anything. He's just there. He's over natural law. So therefore, God was there to create everything. So tick 1 for creation, X for naturalism. Now we get to the second law of thermodynamics. God said, let there be a firmament. That would be him putting natural tendencies to keep the gas and gas in on Earth for us to breathe, and to keep the water separate from the waters. What does the globe say? Oh no, we can just ignore entropy and say we can have Earth as a high pressure system separate to a very low pressure system called space. So again, violating natural law on 2 counts for the globe. So 2 X's for the globe, 2 ticks for creationism, supernatural. Congratulations. I'd love bringing this up because they don't understand this.
No.
I mean, think about it. If you with like QE also brings up the ontological primitives. You're walking along a beach and you see a sand castle. What do you first think? Did nature create the sand castle, or did it have a creator, a person physically working and building the sand castle from nature? You had a physical person creating the sand castle, correct? That's what we observe in nature.
Absolutely.
It would be absurd to think nature by itself created that sandcastle. He says, mate, I'm dumb, but I don't have a link. You click on this thing up here. It's a pinned comment, and there's a link at the bottom of it. You just click on it, and it takes you automatically to join. You say continue, and you join.
He said it about 3-4 times.
Yeah.
It's usual case, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's just they've got. He'll come back and he'll say it's not working.
Can't find.
Wait a second. Hold on. Let me defend them a little bit. The first time I tried to get on one of these Discord and stuff, I did not know what I was doing. It was what's his name? Remember Flat Earth Jedi?
Mm-hmm. He helped you out.
Yeah.
He helped you out, yeah.
He walked me through it, and Witsit was in the background saying, he's just a troll. Just kick him, he's just a troll. I had a hard time. I didn't know. And the only reason I did it was because that pandemic, whatever you want to call it, I was home, I was bored. So I went from listening to that, let me try and give it a shot, try to get on. So I didn't know what I was doing. So if he was like I was, then he's having a hard time.
Well, this is very simple. It's a pinned message. You click on the pinned message, you click on the link, and you press continue. Then you just follow.
Can Paul not post it in bottom? Then he's got no excuse.
How can you not have a pinned comment? It's at the top of the chat in YouTube chat. It's there.
I'll copy it.
We all have pink comment, mate.
There we go. There's the link. Click on it. You can. Okay. The problem is the reason we get so skeptical about this is because 99.99999%, and I'm being very generous here because it's usually 100%, of the trolls that come in usually say, you don't know what you're talking about. And I tell them, okay, come and talk. They end up making excuses. And it's usually these type of excuses. That's the problem why we're so skeptical.
Element is easier. I'll give you that. It is a lot easier. Like I remember with Discord, there was a whole bunch of steps you had to take. So, but Element is a lot easier. You're right. You just click that, hit join, boom, you're here.
Well, if G is 12, then I'm gonna say sorry, G. You're too young to have this conversation.
I mean, they've signed up for a Google account, so they can sign up for another one, can't they?
Yeah.
if they have got genuine problems and they've got Discord, maybe I can have a word with them. But they say this about Discord too. I can't join Discord, don't they? All the time. Just wasting our time, I think.
Yep, exactly. But we'll see if he comes on. No,
Yeah,
it's not a
because
Discord.
if you
It's not
Sorry, go
Discord.
ahead.
This is to Element, mate. We are on Element right now. We're trying to actually. I just use Discord really now for pushing advertisements, and I've got my Discord page there. But to chat, we're definitely trying to get Element going up and running because it's much more stable and it's not so censored. So yeah, it's. I mean, I must say the sound quality in Element is also way better than Discord.
that's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Discord cuts out every 10 seconds, doesn't it?
Oh, where were we? Oh yeah, we're talking about the ontological primitives.
One second. Cygnus, like, come on, mate. That's not on.
Yeah, that's actually a disrespectful comment, that mate. Okay, so I like to say this as well. Like, you get the scientists, which would be the atheists, and they walk up to God and say, "We don't need you, God. We can create things ourselves." Awesome. He's saying it's extorting. We can create everything ourselves. God says, "Okay, fine. Go ahead and show me how you can create on yourself without anything from me." The scientists go and they walk up to and pick up a piece of sand. And God says, "No. That piece of sand I created. You cannot use that sand to be able to create what you need." The scientist says, "Okay, fine." Goes to a well to get some water. The God says, "No, sorry, you can't take the water. Remember, you can't use anything I created. You have to take something from nothing. You have to create it from scratch." And the scientist says, "But that's impossible. Everything here has elements. How do I create something without elements?" God says, "Exactly."
Exactly.
Yeah, that's similar to get your own dirt, right? But a better one. I like that better.
And that's practically God's always going to trump naturalism. No
Well,
matter how you look into it.
Yeah.
So you know what it is?
Mhm.
People are trying to see. We are created. We can only think as created. We can't think as creator because we
No.
were never creator.
Exactly.
That's it. I mean, we're trying to think supernaturally with a natural mind. That's what I keep telling people. We can't think supernaturally with a natural mind.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Stanley Tools, good to see you, mate. More Globers on than FEs. Yeah. And it's usually the Globies that just moan all the time, play victim, and say we're wrong, but not able to tell us how. I hope this guy is able to come on. He says he's installing it, so
That's what he said.
it'll be interesting. How's the poll going? Flat Earth, yes 41%, no 53%, and not sure 5% after 186 votes. Hey Rich R, it's flat, exactly. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you are here. Please guys, do hit that like button if you haven't already and share the show, as it does get it out to a wider audience. Help the show by helping me.
Hey, Flatzoid.
Yeah.
It's no longer a little corner on the internet. I keep telling Nathan that and people on FED, this is not a conversation that takes place in a little spot on the internet. Trust me, this is
Everywhere.
a lot bigger. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's definitely everywhere.
Yeah, when you meet a random person on the street and you just say, "Oh, did you know Earth flat?" And they went, "I know." Then you know it's not a small corner.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Her flat Earth is on fire, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, what happened to so-called flat Earth is dying, and the weird thing is every day there's more and more flat Earthers.
Yeah, that's right.
Cheers, Richard. Thank you for coming. Have a great time working. Shame, I feel sorry for you. But thank you for coming.
Ballers boycotting your channel and your channel day.
The more they boycott it, the better it goes for me. So can boycott me, please, ballers.
Yeah.
I
I
don't.
think what it is I think what it is too. Like a lot of times people say, that's a distraction. It's more important to preach Christ than Him crucified. Yes, but the whole counsel of God is important. And for how many years now has the creation of Earth been hijacked by this solar system and spheres and globes and planets?
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
I think
Yep.
God has had enough. That's it. The truth will prevail.
Yep.
Exactly, Neil. Like, how many people? I mean, like you can say it's not a salvation issue, but how many people who believe heliocentrism are perishing? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Godzilla 37. Thank you for your $6 super chat, mate. He says, "Hi, Neil." Thank you, Godzilla, for your super chat. Really appreciate it. So yeah, Neil, Godzilla says hi.
Yeah, and the wise words.
I never listen. I used to. Well, Godzilla came in, and it was I forgot what it was even about, but I thought he was sort of siding on the ether side.
Yeah.
So I started watching him, and I said, I'm going to be watching you, God. But then he turned out to be good. So I am no longer watching you, God, and it's getting boring.
Hey, Two Wolves, good to see you. I'm glad you like the mic. Yeah, it's really a big difference. Like I said, I was at the stage that I was so embarrassed about the audio. I wanted to shut down the channel for a while until I finally did get a mic. That's how bad it was getting. But this audio was insanely terrible for like a while.
Oh, it was, yeah.
It was, yeah.
It was, yeah.
Hey, we got Gig 81. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Hello?
Hey.
Hey. Well, it's good to see you're not 12, so that's a good thing.
Fonzie, hey.
Hey.
Well, then let's have your proofs, Sis.
Yeah.
So you claimed I got everything wrong. What exactly is everything?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It says I'm muted.
We can hear you. It sometimes looks like you're muted when you're not. So
Yeah.
talk.
Excuse me. So you wanted to come talk thermodynamics? Hi, Cake. Can you see me? Woo! Yeah, the green screen is working, guys. I got my my phone up again. It was off, but now it's up again. I don't. Excuse me. My throat is very dry all of a sudden. Gay, can you hear me? Hello?
Where is this guy? I'm waiting to
He's-
see a debate here.
Exactly. He's here, but he's not here.
I don't know if he's
You
having
said
audio. I don't know if he's having audio issues or something.
I heard his voice. Okay.
He did. He
So
did.
he's
He,
here.
he did. He did say something. Yeah.
I want to hear how Flatso is wrong. Speak.
Hello? Maybe he's just here to give dead air. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna mute, off mute. It looks like he's having mic issues probably. While we'll wait for him, he is here at least, so that's a push in the right. Gig, if you're probably having issues, maybe log out and log back in. Maybe that will help you. Okay. I'm interested to see what I got wrong and how I got it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm always up for learning.
Well, he's not teaching much at the minute.
He's teaching us patience is a virtue.
Well, that's that is a good thing to teach, to be honest.
Dark energy, what's that? Are you?
I think God gave up on me with that. 58 years, I still haven't got patience.
Glenn Solch is racist to light energy. You're just securing their next money laundering scheme. who's you talking to? What? Paul, it was 4:20 a half an hour ago. Must be some serious good stuff. Okay, I don't know if this gig is actually going to talk or not. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, in
He-
chat
he-
the other day, I checked a few of Nathan's comments, and that's what they claim, that we're over here scamming everybody. Everybody in Flat Earth is scamming people for money.
Yeah. It's
He
amazing.
does seem.
Look,
He
if his
does.
audio just not going to work out, let's just move on. And if it happens to start working for him, then he'll pipe up.
Yeah.
Don't go waiting for it.
Yeah, we all wait. I mean, we can carry on talking our conversation. You can just sit here in the background until it does work. If it does work, hooray. But we can carry on talking so long.
I do see he's.
Owen, have
I
you
do.
been accused, Owen? Sorry, have you been accused of taking people's money, Owen? That
Yeah, I
pretty
take
big
people's
racket?
money. Hell yeah. Unconditional. I'll take it.
No,
Hmm.
Well,
but they're
well,
saying
at least
that we're
you-
just a scam.
At least you guys weren't accused like me. I forced people to give me money.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What?
Yeah, apparently I forced
But
people
how
to.
can you do that?
Exactly.
Like, how can
Apparently I force people to give me money, and it's people that can't even afford food or something. They can hardly make ends meet. So I
So
would like.
how did you do that?
I have no
That's
idea. I have no idea. I'm still
It's,
waiting.
it's like. It's like gravity. It's not a force, but it acts like a force. So you must have done a bit of that then. But
No, this is funny. Owen wants to know, how could you do that? Because he'd be right there doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
No. I'm just really curious. It's like, how's that supposed to work? Like, it's an interesting idea, but how did you actually force that poor person to do that? I mean, there must have been some really messed up blackmail or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and how did you get that then?
I have no idea. And why would I do it to someone who struggles to make ends meet, of all
He
people?
sneaks out Wi-Fi and pops out and says, "Give me a tenner, or I'll get an Indian bear."
Yeah, but I mean, we've had so much things come our way just because we tell the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How dare you tell the truth? How dare you?
It offends people. The truth.
It does, yeah. Hmm.
It confuses them and makes them jealous at the same
That
time.
as well. That as well.
Hey, Dresik, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. It's good. I have to say one thing, guys. I am so pleased to see such a full element panel. It does make chats very nice.
I just searched around. I remember Paul saying something that you're going to be live today. Let me ask you a question. When was the first time you were presented with a flatzoid, where you started looking into flat Earth? How did it? What was the events that caused you to realize?
Actually, with me, it was kind of almost instant. I mean, I was at the beach one day and I was just looking out and I was thinking, because recently before that, I heard just something just quickly on flat Earth, like it's not really a globe, but I didn't even take notice of it. I just saw it. And then thinking to myself, was at the beach, listen, this can be explained with perspective. I mean, because I did major in art, I was studying art, and I was still actually quite fresh out of there. And, well, after it clicked, it's like, I can demonstrate this, what I'm seeing. And from there, I just got hooked. Then I started looking more into the flat Earth and stuff, and I was like, yeah, it's definitely not a globe. And all I've been doing since then was searching for demonstrations of the globe. And instead, I get demonstrations of flat Earth, not globe. And that's why I'm a flat earther.
Yeah, but you heard something though, right? You saw.
Yeah, it was
something, you
quick.
heard
But
something?
like I said, it was just in like a background quick thing. I didn't even take notice of it. I just saw, okay, people are saying it's flat or whatever. And it kind of stuck with me. It was like a 2-minute video. But I didn't really take notice of it. That it was just in my back.
Right, but it was in your head though.
Yeah, it was just in the back there.
Yeah,
Do you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
you're
Awesome.
Finally.
What is wrong?
Yeah, somehow my USB only works on one port.
Okay. But
That seemed to be the problem.
But I'm happy you got it sorted, mate.
Yeah. How are you all?
Oh,
Good, good. Yourself?
Yeah, good. And Flatsoid, you're speaking Afrikaans, right?
ja, ik kan Afrikaans praten als je wil. Maar dan gaan
Oké.
niemand ons
Hoe gaat
verstaan.
het met... Nee, hoe gaat het met jou?
Baie goed en met u.
Ja, hartstikke goed.
Dat is
Ah,
goed
jij
zo.
bent Nederlands.
Ja.
Ik ben een Nederlander, ja.
Die man is mal.
Goedenavond.
Okay, you both speak South African. Now let's get on with the
No,
debate.
no, they
No,
speak,
no,
they speak
no.
Dutch. They speak Dutch. I speak Afrikaans. Yeah. But yeah, back to the serious question. What did I get wrong?
The universe is the closed system.
Isolated.
The Earth is not a closed system. And gravity keeps the atmosphere at the ground, or how you call it.
Okay, okay. Can I quickly correct you? The universe is
Okay.
the isolated system. Earth is considered to be a closed system even in your globe rhetoric. You do know that, correct?
By whom?
Must have showed up on screen.
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's first get second law. The second law of thermodynamics is a physical law based on universal experience and conceding heat and energy conservations. In simple terms, state of entropy of the entire universe is an isolated system. So there, you've already shown yourself ignorant there. Okay.
What?
Now, you said
How?
you said the universe is a closed system. It's not. It's an isolated system. So you're wrong there.
Yeah.
Okay. Earth?
Okay. You want the semantics? Okay.
No, you specifically said it's a
No, it's
closed.
called sourcing.
Yeah.
That's not semantics. It's
Yeah,
two
that's
different
semantics.
that's
The
two different
meaning of
meanings.
words is quite important. I think
Yeah.
we'll all agree.
Yeah,
The
well,
meaning of words is important, yeah.
Okay.
yeah, well, that was two different meanings. Isolated.
Semantics. Okay.
isol-
Yeah, you got me there.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, we say Earth is a closed system because only energy is naturally transferred outside to the atmosphere. Study.com. So your Earth is considered a closed system. So that you know what a closed system is in thermodynamics.
But that's incorrect.
I agree. Earth is actually considered open because you have astronauts and everything leaving the Earth's
Yes.
boundary.
Okay, then we agree. Then why do you show me this?
Because if the Earth is an open system, the air we breathe, because of the second law of thermodynamics, aka entropic law, the gas we breathe would fill the available system space.
With an immense force.
With one exception.
Mhm.
If there's a force pulling it down.
There's no force.
Well, hold on. Let me get into this. I'm an expert. So what force would that be? The force of gravity, right? I take it you think of it as a force. Well, don't you know that the force of gravity, whatever that might be, right, is considered or used to be considered as one of the weakest forces in the universe? Is it not speculated widely in media, right? So how is that weak force going to countermand the extreme force of gas pressure trying to fill the available volume, right? Which is considered like among the strongest forces. Like nothing can stop it. It's that strong. How is gravity as a considered weak force, if it even is a force, how is it going to stop that from happening?
Define gravity.
It only reaches out 300, 400 kilometers. Not millions of kilometers. It only
No, he asked you.
gravity only
So thanks
pulls
for proving my case.
our
How is it going to
atmosphere
stop it?
down to Earth 300, 400 kilometers.
Okay.
After that, it will escape.
Okay, Gag. What happens if you take a fish tank and pour sulfur hexafluoride into it and you leave the container open? What happens to the gas?
I have no idea.
It disperses into the surrounding system, therefore debunking gravity pulling it down. Thank you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You just said you had no idea.
It mixes
Yeah,
up
but
and
it doesn't
expands within
debunk
the
it.
available volume. That's what happens, right?
Hold on,
If
this
you
guy's
have a
claiming gravity, though. He's
It's
gotta
not that
define
difficult,
gravity.
guys.
and
I'm really
no,
don't
you have to
understand why
prove
You're not
gravity.
helping, Neil.
It's not difficult. you have mass. Gas has mass, right?
Yeah,
agree?
but wait, but
Define
do you,
Okay,
do you
then
wait,
when you
wait, can
have
we
a force large enough to pull it down, it will stay there,
you need
even if
Gas, that doesn't
entropy
work that way.
says
but you
it has
need
to expand.
wait,
Gas doesn't allow itself to be pulled.
Gag,
If you apply, hold on, if you apply force to a container, guess what's going to happen to that gas? It's not going to be pulled down, right? It's going to go into opposition because it's less dense than the rest of what's in that container that is moving, accelerating. So it's going to just redivide itself. It's not getting pulled. Gravity doesn't exist. It's density.
Okay, can I ask Gag? Can I ask you, Gag? You know,
sure.
you know what gas is? The gas behavior.
I know what gas is.
Okay, so you would understand it's unbonded, and it moves around in all directions constantly, and it has what we call elastic collisions. Do you understand what that means?
Elastic collisions.
Yeah.
Please elaborate.
It won't lose any energy with collisions.
So is he telling us that we're wrong and he don't know what he's talking about?
Yeah. Gas can only change direction with a collision. The only way to change direction is with a collision. The mere fact we have gas pressure means it's collided to change its direction.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. Can you show me any gas in existence that does not come in containment?
Sure.
Okay.
What do you breathe right now?
That's contained.
Nitrogen, oxygen, argon. They're all
okay.
And they're all gases. And what happens?
Does it have a physical containment?
Yes. Yes, it's in the same system.
No.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it
How do you
doesn't.
breathe? Do you know
there
how you?
There is no physical containment around the Earth.
Okay. Yes, there is. Now, do you know how your lungs work?
Okay, show me. That was a claim.
Okay.
Show me.
Gag,
show me. Show me the
me.
physical containment that you just claimed.
It's a natural antecedent for gas pressure to exist.
Gag,
can I show you wind?
Do you know, Gag? Do you know how your lungs work?
Yeah, in a certain amount, not.
Do you understand your lungs create a low pressure environment with physical boundaries, and the air around it fills that space?
Yes.
That's exactly how it is with Earth. If you did not have a physical boundary around Earth, the air would fill the available space because it's a separate system. You said you understand thermodynamics. Earth is an open system, correct?
Yeah, Earth is an open system. It's gravity pulls the atmosphere down.
Can't.
Why
it can't? Because it's not a force, first of all. And I told you, gas can only change direction with a collision. So gravity cannot change the direction of gas.
Yeah, that's a claim you made, but I'm not
it's
sure
not a
about
claim,
that.
it's demonstrable.
You're not sure. Well, we are.
Yeah, okay. You're sure the Earth is flat, and you're wrong about that. But
really?
The burden of proof is on you because you are going against the second law of thermodynamics. You are going against what gas behavior is.
No,
the burden is on you.
No, you're not understanding the second law of thermodynamics.
Says the one. Says the one that says the universe is a closed system. Yeah. Okay.
Semantics.
No, I had to correct
it.
Dude.
Semantics.
Dude, I
Come
corrected.
There's a difference between isolated and closed.
Dude,
that's not semantics. It's two different meanings.
You seem to be ill-informed about every single factor wherever this argument's leading. Like,
yeah,
have you even ever done physics at all? You seem to have learned physics over at NASA, some pretender clown story time, because
he learned
you don't seem to understand anything about what we're discussing here.
He probably learned it at McToon's.
Even NASA debunked him.
Yeah, NASA even says you require containment, mate. Even NASA says you require containment. Do you know? Okay, do you know any gas law, Gag?
By heart, no.
Do you? Okay, can you show me one gas law in existence that does not require containment?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no. Gas law. No, I can't.
And we're breathing gas, right?
Yeah.
So containment needed, right?
Yes.
Thank you. You just debunked yourself.
No. It's contained.
Wow.
That was the easiest debate ever, guys.
No. It's
Yeah.
contained
Yeah, it was.
in the universe.
Yeah, well, then it wouldn't gradient out like it does, wouldn't it? Because
If there was no
can you
other
demonstrate
force
a gas
pulling
pressure
on
gradient?
it,
There
if
is a
there was
very
no
thick
other force
layer
pulling
of
on it,
gas right next to a whole bunch of extremely thin gas. Can you physically demonstrate that ratio within containment of gas
sorry
pressure?
again, Arwine. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Can you demonstrate or reference any demonstration of a gas pressure gradient where a very thick amount, like actually palpably thick amount of gas pressure is sitting in a very minute space right next to a very large volume where there's an extremely low pressure situation going on? Can you physically demonstrate that? Has anybody ever been capable of demonstrating that? Because that is the scenario that you are claiming with the heliocentric claim, because that's what's palpably going on, right? Very thick compared to the thin amount of air that's claimed to be in outer space, and then considering the entire volume of that. Yeah, that doesn't comport. You can't have that super thick layer of gas sticking onto something, right, to that enormous amount of volume being that thin. There's no way you can ever create that scenario.
On Earth? No.
No, not on Earth, anywhere.
Yes.
No, you
On
can't
Earth.
create it anywhere. You can't demonstrate that gas pressure ratio, that gradient formation. Doesn't
Yes.
exist. It only exists in science fiction.
No.
Yes.
Exists on
Okay.
Earth.
Yeah, you can demonstrate it. That's right.
Okay.
No, I can't demonstrate it because it's the.
It doesn't exist.
Okay.
No,
It
it's
only
on
exists in
the
your
entire
imagination.
Earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
Guy.
can't demonstrate it.
Okay, Guy,
No.
you can see my screen, Guy.
Yeah.
This is from NASA, correct? From the Glenn Research
Sure.
Center. Can you read what's at the bottom there where where it says wall? The pressure of a gas is then a measure of the average linear momentum of the moving molecules of a gas. The pressure acts perpendicular, normal to the wall. The tangential shear component of the force is related to the viscosity of the gas. You understand what pressure over force of area is, like PSI?
Yeah.
So you do understand that means containment, correct?
No, in a perfect gas environment, yes.
Why is it that every demonstration for gas pressure requires containment? Even
Because it's on Earth.
okay, let's put it this way: you measure your pressure
Do
gradient.
it in space.
Okay.
Then
Yeah,
you're
well,
correct.
Can I
doesn't
say something?
exist.
Hold on.
But doing
We
it
can't
on
do it
Earth.
in your fictional medium. You've already
Listen.
conceded with every step that you can't actually demonstrate it. You're telling us to demonstrate it in your fictional medium, okay?
Yeah.
No,
Doesn't
you're.
exist.
No,
We're not
you're
going to demonstrate your
Arwine,
idiotic
Arwine.
claim in your fictional medium.
No,
It's up to
Arwine,
you to
you're
demonstrate
demanding
helping,
your
Arwine.
proof
experiments
for your
that can
claim
be done.
here so that
No.
we can witness it.
Yeah,
Yeah?
but you're demanding experiments that can be done.
What
Well,
experiments?
then it's nonsense and you're just blabbermouthing
wait.
No,
a fictional
that's-
nonsense situation.
No, just because
Yes,
it can
because
be
you
done,
can't
it not
demonstrate it.
Flatsoy, can I ask
yeah.
you a
No.
question?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Neil.
sure.
Flatsoy, where else are we going to demonstrate anything? Here on Earth, correct? That's the
We
only
live on
place.
Earth. Yeah, we live on Earth.
Right.
That's the only
We
place
live
we
on
can.
Earth.
But like I was saying, how do you measure your atmospheric pressure? Gag?
PSI.
Okay,
Bar?
but what do you use? What you it's based on what? Using a barometer, correct?
Yeah.
So a container then.
Does it go down? Does the atmospheric pressure go down? How higher you go?
Pressure gradient still requires gas pressure, which requires the containment in the first place. You can't move
No.
to delta if you haven't realized you first need the container to have the gas pressure to have your pressure gradient. We can demonstrate pressure gradients.
Flatsoid. Sorry. We have a container. Absolutely. You're 100% correct. Why does the pressure gradient go down how much higher we go?
Gas behavior, because we live in a dynamic system. The more, if you lower down to the ground,
Dynamic system, not closed system. Or
dynamic
No, that has
closed
nothing to do
system.
with the containment. It has to do with the content.
Yeah,
It's because it collisions.
there's
less
more
gas,
collisions.
less gas
okay,
particles get higher
and
up.
There's many
Yeah,
different
there's
influences.
nothing.
There's temperature, heat, different types of gases,
Right.
gases coming out of the ground, gases
magically
reacting with
it's
things on the
only
ground.
denser
Okay, Geek.
at the surface, and the gas pressure is lower the higher you go.
Okay, Geek, let's do it
Because
this way.
there's
If you climb in a car and you stick a pressure gauge in there that's very barometer, and you let it sit in the sun the whole day, does the pressure change? The pressure gauge change reading?
Yeah.
What caused that pressure reading to change? Was it gravity or was it gas behavior?
No, heat.
Gas behavior. You just debunked yourself again. That's how we have
How?
gravity does not do anything. Gas behavior is the reason why we have pressure gradients. Temperature,
No.
pressure.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh,
Do you,
You
know
just-
even
you just
the
agreed with me.
formula for density?
oh, now he wants to push gravity into there, guys. This is a
We'll
total
move
red
on.
herring.
Let's
a total
move on
red
to the
herring.
next factor. I mean, why
Ah.
not?
Total red herring.
But answer him why it's thinner above. Because there's nothing producing gas all the way up in the sky, my friend. You got any trees floating around up there?
Okay, let's put it this
No.
way. Let's put it this
Okay.
way. The ground is a large surface wall, correct? So there's more surface area for the gas to collide off of. So you got more collisions per second. Okay?
And there's water.
And the
which
higher
evaporates.
Yeah, and now you go higher up and you got a wider area for less to hit off of and less collisions. You know what Avogadro's law is?
No.
Obviously not. Dude, you're definitely not even in the same ballpark to even discuss thermodynamics and gas behavior. So
No.
thank you for
You're
proving once again.
extremely ill-informed.
No.
Yeah, very ignorant.
Yeah. Every time or Flatside asks you something about something that's actually known in physics, you don't know about it. Every single thing we've brought up. Literally.
Dude, this is something you should know beforehand by saying, I'm wrong with thermodynamics. Because you should know this is basic stuff. This isn't even intermediate. It's like beginners stuff.
Because you accuse Flats of being wrong. You've come on here and all you've done is be wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
I haven't
Sorry, but
said
it is.
I call
anything
that
wrong yet.
projection.
So,
It is projection, Neil. Exactly.
Flatsoid, could you give me the last thing you said again?
The last thing, what? The NASA thing.
Last thing you said.
NASA. Or Avogadro's law.
Yeah,
No,
Avogadro's?
Avogadro's law is got to do with the molecules to a volume. So the larger the volume in a given, larger the molecule number in a given volume, the more the pressure. So the higher you're going up and the area is changing, the less collisions you have, so the less pressure you have.
Simple.
That's it.
He's
speechless.
Yeah.
No, I'm Googling it
It's
to check.
It's like simple. Let's take a piston, for instance, in a cylinder. If it's compressed down, the pressure is going to be higher. So as it's pushing up the piston, the collisions are becoming less and less, and therefore the temperature is changing and the pressure becomes less.
No, not getting anything on it.
Avogadro's law, go to Charles-Gilsack's law, Boyle's law,
yeah,
Dalton's law. Which law do you want to go on?
Sod's law.
Murphy's law.
Murphy's law.
Out of decency, because you were man enough to come on, I'm going to tell you, thank you, but sorry, you should rather go home and study first before you want to come take me on about any of these subjects.
No.
Yeah,
No.
it's displayed.
It
It's
didn't-
been displayed today.
Yeah.
And did
No,
anybody explain to him about
There's no
physics?
point in
Flatside-
having a discussion
Flatside,
with
thank
you
you,
because you're
thank you.
utterly ignorant about physics.
No, I.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no.
You are. You don't know
No.
any of the subjects by your own
No.
admission. It's useless to have a conversation about this subject with you because you're ignorant about it by your own admission.
So it's
All right.
pointless
Go
to
home
explain
and
to him.
study.
Flatside,
So-
thank you for the conversation.
Yeah, thank you for coming in.
It's yeah. First time on, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know everything about the flat Earth. So you.
Yeah, but that wasn't flat Earth. That was physics.
But you
I
shouldn't.
So
don't,
why did you?
yeah,
so then
but-
why did you tell Flatsoy he was wrong about everything?
Yeah, you shouldn't be going around telling people they're wrong when you don't understand things.
Yeah, when you didn't get a single thing right. Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not that hard to understand how gravity
What is
pulls
gravity?
the thing down. And yeah, oh, physics. And you disagree about gravity. That's the first thing you learn about.
What
in
is
physics.
gravity? Okay, Gabe.
Gravity's bending of space-time.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
not real.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Flatside,
First-
thank you. You defeated me. I need to investigate it a bit more. You're still wrong. And
Yes.
Well,
Here we are.
hold on. That's a little bit of a contradiction, right? Thank you, Flatsloyd. You defeated me, but you're still wrong.
You beat
How
my
does
ass,
that-
but I'm still a winner.
Wow.
Just leave him be. I mean,
yeah.
no, yeah.
Hey, that's like
I'm
Mike
being
Tyson
honest.
knocking somebody.
I'm
take it
being
easy
honest.
and study this stuff
Guys,
before
guys.
you try to make some argument.
Guys, I think it's very apparent the guy's in cognitive pain. So, yeah, thank you for coming on. But next time, don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about if you're shown to be the ignorant one. Don't project your ignorance onto me, please.
But-
I would.
But
My
bless you,
apologies,
bless you,
Flatside.
man. Bless you.
Hey, Flatsoid, that's like Mike Tyson knocking somebody out, and then he wakes up and he jumps up and says, "I won! I'm the winner!"
Exactly.
Did I ever say I won?
No, you didn't. No.
No.
But listen, God bless you, mate. At least you.
Yeah, absolutely. Bless you, man.
Yeah,
Bless
I
you.
will.
Proud of
You
you.
gave it a go.
We're friendly hippos here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're always welcome again, mate. But like I say, just out of friendly advice, rather go and study the topics first before trying to claim someone to be wrong if you don't know anything about the topics.
I do know something about the topics, just not in depth as you did. But no, still think you're wrong because you're misinterpreting the physics.
I haven't misinterpreted anything. I gave you step
Yeah,
for step
well,
what
we
each
would
law
know.
is.
You don't.
Well,
That's the
gravity is not physical. Gravity is in Einstein's mind.
But even
Okay, so everything in physics is correct
even if
besides gravity.
Gabe,
Everything thermodynamics is all correct except gravity.
Gabe,
Yeah, gravity's not part of
space-time.
physics.
Gabe,
Gravity
Says
is
who?
bending of a space of a concept. Time is a concept. You can't bend it.
Yeah.
That's what gravity is. It's not mass attracting mass. You're 108 years behind, my
But
friend.
Gabe, I can debunk your gravity with this physics of gas pressure too. If you have a cylinder of gas and you break that cylinder open, what happens? The gas escapes,
gas.
correct?
Yeah, correct.
Entropy will always overcome your belief in gravity, no matter what.
No.
Gas
Yes.
behavior always trumps gravity. No matter if
Yep.
it's a force or not a force. Gravity cannot
That's
do
correct.
anything to the direction of gas. Hey JJ, good to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah,
Nope.
helium balloons go up.
Yes. Why do helium balloons go up?
Because of displacement.
Because they're less dense
Mhm.
than the air
Okay,
that surrounds
less dense than what?
The air
them.
around
Air
it.
that surrounds
The
them.
air around it. Yeah.
Okay. Will it at a certain height will float?
It will stop and explode because entropy.
Correct.
No.
Yes,
If
high
the
altitude.
container,
Yes. Oh, really?
no, container.
There's
Container
endless amounts
is
of helium
strong
balloons up
enough.
there.
Dude,
Really?
dude,
The
Gag, have you ever,
container is strong enough.
Gag,
The container is strong enough. It will not explode.
Gag, have you
Will
ever,
it hover?
Gag, have you ever seen a high altitude balloon before? What happens when it gets to a certain altitude?
Boom.
Yes. You talked about
wait,
helium,
wait,
and it
listen.
will always explode.
Did the-
At some point, if the container is strong enough, will it float or will it always go up?
It will always explode at a certain altitude because you don't
If the
get...
container
What container?
containing
What
the
container?
helium is strong enough, it won't explode.
What container?
Talking about the container of the balloon itself.
Yeah.
So,
Have you proven that?
Have you shown us a balloon that can hold this helium in at a certain altitude?
what's this balloon in space?
I'm asking a theoretical.
Okay, Gag, based on physics, do you understand when the balloon expands, the pressure expands around surface area with it? So
yes,
that means more...
and now you have
so listen,
a
more
container
force...
that is light enough and strong enough to contain it.
Listen.
Okay,
listen.
at what
Can I
point
finish?
will it explode?
Listen.
Will it explode or not?
It will always explode at a certain altitude because of the pressure that it surrounds. There's no alternate force pushing back. The gas will always seek equilibrium, hence why the balloon explodes. Now you making a hypothetical, you creating a hypothetical container that will not explode, which you cannot even demonstrate to be in existence. Do you understand how high altitude balloons
that's why
work?
it's called a hypothetical. But
do you understand how high altitude balloons work? Do you understand that they put little bit of high helium in when you're on Earth?
Come on.
Do you know
We're
why?
still talking physics, right? Not
Yeah.
about hypotheticals that are impossible to demonstrate.
Oh, impossible to demonstrate.
Yeah.
Coming from you.
Yeah.
It isn't there, right? That demonstration hasn't happened. There is no example of an unbreakable balloon.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's pointless to go into a discussion.
imagine
What if it were? Yeah, we're not. Let's
balloon?
keep it to the really is level in the real world, in which that it doesn't exist.
Can I
Physics.
can I teach Gaik something about high altitude balloons that NASA use? They got a double compartment system where they release some of the helium when they get to a certain altitude so it can last longer, so it wouldn't explode. But even that has limitations, that it would lose the pressure and it would eventually start sinking back down because it doesn't have enough helium to keep it afloat.
Yeah,
And you have no argument at all. You're literally making our point that it's just dispersion of pressures. Hey JJ,
No,
how's it going, mate?
At one point, the pressure inside the balloon exceeds the containment of the balloon, and that's why it explodes. That's why I said, if the container is strong enough, will it float?
But you know what the crux is, yeah? You're conceding you need the containment. No containment, no gas pressure.
No, the argument was gravity doesn't exist because helium goes up.
Yeah, it always does.
At what if you have a containment strong enough that it won't explode, it will float at one point.
Which point is
the
that?
pressure? What is the force that keeps it down?
What point
That's
is that?
not the gravity we're talking about, though. Hold on.
What? No,
That's
but
not
no,
the
but what
gravity.
point?
It's
What point is he talking about?
At that point.
Yeah, but what point is that, Gag?
Of the object is on average the same as the density of the overall pressure that surrounds it, so that it just halts there.
We can you know what, Gag? You just had to say what happens if you stick that helium balloon in a vacuum chamber. Oh, look, it falls, and then ignoring, you remove the medium. So, in other words, not gravity.
No, I'm saying
yeah,
something heavy, a heavy container, wood, metal, I don't know,
Wood.
Not a balloon. Where and you stick helium in it. Helium wants to go up. Okay, helium wants to go up.
It won't go up.
You find a medium
No,
that
no, no,
will
no, mate. You demonstrate a wooden balloon going up.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. You're doing hypotheticals again. That don't work.
Well, a
Again,
paper balloon is technically wood.
but
a
but again,
stronger plastic than usual balloons.
but again, this is against what physics teaches, Gag. You're making up
No.
your own fantasy because you can't accept even this. You train now goes against gravity and goes against that you do not need containment because your own hypothetical requires strong enough containment to hold the gas from what? Equalizing into the surrounding system and strong enough to hold it up from gravity. So you debunked yourself
Helium is
double there.
less dense than the atmosphere. That's why it goes up. At a certain
Yes.
point, it will get to equilibrium,
It's called neutral
and then
buoyancy.
it will float depending on the container.
It's called
If
neutral buoyancy.
it goes further up and the container loses structure, and it will explode. If you have a strong enough container, it will float at a certain height and will not explode. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, it
You
doesn't
need a
prove gravity,
citation for
though.
that, obviously.
No, but
It was a baseless
no,
assertion.
this is basic. It's just neutral buoyancy, right? It's relative density at its neutral point, so there will be no force subjected to the whole because its average density is equal to that of the medium that surrounds it directly.
It's just simply Archimedes' principle. It's displacement. It's like a ship floating on the ocean. It's at its neutral buoyant point.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know what the problem is here. What's the gotcha? You conceding then you need containment. You conceding it's just buoyancy and density and not gravity. And by the way, Archimedes' principle came 1,900 years before gravity was even conceptualized, and they used ships based on Archimedes' principle for this. Gravity
Right,
is
and
not
I'm pretty
needed.
sure that it requires a pressurized system to
Exactly.
function, and a pressurized system means that it has to have a container in order for that pressure to start forming.
Yeah, I mean, let's take a ship. Let's take a ship, for instance, on the ocean. What happens when you have a break in the hull? It sinks. Why? Because it can't displace it anymore. The pressure displacement has changed. The pressure from the sea now is filling the hull of the ship. There's no
Can I ask-
gravity. It's just
Can I ask
pressure
you a
displacement.
question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? Is your favourite band Led Zeppelin?
And ask it. Listen, I thought gravity wasn't a force anyway.
Is that for
I got
me?
many quotes.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
Queen.
we never
but
got the
Led
gravity
Zeppelin is very good.
So yeah, I see JJ's in. JJ, you a baller, mate? I guess not. I don't know. Because I see JJ's in, but I haven't heard anything from JJ yet. But yeah, Gaig, thanks for coming. Like I said, maybe go and study the subjects a bit. It will really help you out.
It's just high school physics.
Which
You're
you
denying
make-
it, and
I haven't denied anything. I'm literally explaining to you the mechanisms behind
No,
it.
no, misunderstanding.
Hold on,
the-
he demonstrated it to you. You even admitted it. What's wrong with you? You going backwards?
No, he is better with words. He didn't demonstrate anything. I didn't see any experiments.
He's better with words.
He's he's doing this for 5-6 years. This is my first time. Yeah. Semantics.
There's a difference between...
Did you demonstrate anything, Flatsoid? Did you do an experiment with me? No.
I demonstrated...
So you did not demonstrate anything.
I demonstrated you ignorant on every argument you brought up.
No.
What's an experiment?
And I never said science, yeah. So I don't need to show any experiments.
Exactly.
Oh, you don't have to show an experiment.
If I didn't claim science.
Gravity is...
Gravity is what? Is you saying gravity is scientific? You better be careful with these words now, because then I'm going to test you on this.
Oh,
and that's something
is very scientific.
Great.
Wow,
very
scientific. Okay. Hypothesis and experiment, please. Hypothesis and experiment, please.
You have two masses, and
that's not a hypothesis.
They attract. Sorry.
That's not a hypothesis.
And that's the old gravity.
Yeah, and plus you'll have to define mass first as well, because nobody knows what that is.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not
semantics.
mass is not a physics.
Okay,
like I said,
let's go to
you
basic.
know what I mean.
Okay, let's go
It's,
to.
Yeah, we know what you
semantics.
mean, but it's not actually a
Gag.
real thing. We've heard of that silly story.
Gag.
Yes.
Okay, then
It's not
study
physics,
the
though.
silly story
Okay,
a bit
okay.
more.
Gag, let's start from the first step of the scientific method. What's the first step?
Hypothesis.
No, observe a natural phenomena.
Mm.
Now you've
Excuse me,
what?
yes.
Okay, what did you observe for gravity?
Things fall down.
Okay, great. Things fall down, so not gravity then.
We're on hypothesis, right?
Your hypothesis would be for the cause of the naturally observed phenomena. Things fall down.
My
So your
observation
hypothesis-
is things fall down.
Exactly. So
That's my observation.
So not gravity then.
I have an observation. Things fall down.
So not gravity then. So you're not
It's an
observing
observation.
gravity.
We're not at the hypothesis yet.
Exactly. You're not observing
Just
gravity.
start with the hypothesis then. Let's dispense on the story intro. We get it. We've heard it before. Let's go to the actual hypothesis.
Okay, things fall down.
description thing.
Things fall down. Go ahead.
Okay. My hypothesis is mass attracts mass.
No, that's not a hypothesis for why things fall down.
Come on.
Why not?
First of all, natural phenomena. Things fall down. Hypothesis, mass attracts mass. No. Your hypothesis should be why the things fall down.
Because mass attracts mass.
No, mass doesn't attract mass. What's mass?
How? Why?
What
Why
is-
not? This
What
I
is
can
mass? What is
think
mass?
of a reason, any reason. This is my hypothesis, right?
What is mass?
Yeah, define your parameter.
What's mass?
Uh-oh.
It needs to define gravity, doesn't it?
No, he says mass attracts mass. I don't know what is mass.
Yeah, poor Einstein. He's out of the equation here.
First of all, things falling is not mass attracting mass. You observed things falling. So you want the cause.
Yeah, that's my
listen,
observation.
listen.
Then I have a hypothesis. Sorry. Why? And my hypothesis is mass attracts mass.
And you can't even define what mass is. So let's ignore you can't define what mass is. Okay. Please tell me how mass attracts mass. What causes mass to attract mass?
Gravity.
No. This is exactly what I'm
That's what
saying.
you're trying to prove.
No, mass
Yes,
attracts mass.
that's what
Listen.
I'm trying to prove.
No,
yes.
Gag. Mass attracts mass is supposed to be gravity. You are trying to say mass attracts mass. I want to know the cause for mass attracts mass. Because mass attracts mass is your IV, not gravity is your IV. So, mass attracts mass. What is the cause for mass attracts mass?
Gravity.
Well, then you're not actually going to your natural observed phenomena. Your natural observed phenomena would be mass attracts mass. So therefore, gravity is the cause for mass attracts mass. You said your natural observed phenomena is things falling, not mass attracts mass.
Well done.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Then
Science is
I
very-
look.
science-
No.
science is
then
very
I look
strict.
at no. Then I look further, like the moon, the sun, Jupiter.
That's not science.
Can't science
Can-
that.
can you-
can't,
But how
can't-
can you not
I'm
science
still,
that?
I'm still waiting
Because
for
you
you. Wait, I'm still waiting for you to please define what mass is, and I'm waiting for you to please tell me scientifically hypothesis for gravity. So far, you're giving me things fall down because mass attracts mass. Then I tell you, okay, what's the cause of mass attracting mass? You say gravity. So you don't have an actual hypothesis then.
But Flatzide is arguing for gravity that in what he thinks it is.
Yeah, he's outdated.
I mean, it is outdated, like Neil says.
But we haven't got there. We're still getting. He doesn't
Yeah,
know
true.
what the difference is. He doesn't even. He hasn't even got
Okay.
past the first step.
That's right.
It
That's
don't
right.
know-
He went to
yeah,
the
but
planets.
as
Hold
well.
on. Hold
It
on.
don't
He
know
went
what
to the
gravity
moon.
is.
He went to the planets. So and the moon and everything up there. So now tell me how you're gonna
Manipulate.
science those.
Yeah. Are you going to manipulate the moon and the planets? Okay.
Time.
Time is a control variable. How do you manipulate time?
Yeah, how do you
You
manipulate
let
time?
it pass.
So duration.
That's not,
then.
that's not
Sorry.
manipulating.
Okay, let's put it this way, Guy. Show me one thing that time. What does time cause? Show me one thing that time causes anything.
Aging.
No, that's entropy.
No, that's entropy.
Oh, you don't age?
Yes, that's entropy.
It's entropy.
It's not time. Time is a conceptual medium based on a reference timeline. That's it. It's mathematical. It's not physical. So again,
Flatsoid.
tell me-
Okay.
Flatsoid, give him the chicken.
Entropy.
Flatsoid.
So if I put enough energy back in you, Flatsoid, you can get younger?
no,
No.
No.
you can't
Okay, then-
reverse. You can't reverse
but
entropy, mate. into
Sure,
the
you
sur-
can. Sure,
Not-
you can
not-
reverse.
Not
You
to
can
the
reverse
universe.
entropy.
Not to the surrounding system. Not to the the universe, the isolated system.
Yeah,
You can never reverse
Yeah,
entropy.
indeed. The entire universe, no. But to a single
Okay, how are you gonna
small thing?
how are you gonna place energy
Yes.
back into me?
Tell me
I'm
how.
asking you. You say it's entropy. If
You
I put
made a
enough
claim-
energy in you, I can
doing another
reverse your entropy.
hypothetical.
Dude, again,
No.
you can't put energy into me to make me younger. It violates entropy. You are the one making the claim,
no.
so it's your burden to
No,
prove.
no. You're making the claim that
Okay, show me someone's got
it's
younger.
entropy and not time.
Show me someone who's got younger then.
No, you're claiming that it
No,
could be done.
You are claiming it.
You're claiming it's
Manipulate time.
entropy.
If you think that
If
time is a
If it's
physical
only
thing,
entropy,
Dude,
you can
Ti-
put energy into it and it can be
no,
reversed.
again, time is a mathematical conception. Show me what time can cause anything.
Let me ask him a question,
England.
Flatsoid. Hold on, guy. Wait. Let me just ask him a question. If I take a chicken and put it in the oven and don't turn that oven on, 3 hours later, is that chicken going to be cooked?
But you're claiming that
Did time
because it's
cause that
entropy,
chicken?
it could be a chick
Or was it
again.
heat?
That's what you're claiming.
No,
That's not
no,
what
we're
I'm
not.
claiming.
No,
You're
no,
No, we're
claiming
not. No, we're not.
entropy.
Okay.
I'm
No.
claiming time. I'm
You're
not
going back.
claiming entropy. You're
Okay.
claiming entropy.
Okay,
If
you
you
whoa,
have enough energy, you can reverse entropy.
No, Gag.
So
that
I
what we
said,
said?
if you
No.
have enough
Nonsense.
energy, you could reverse
Gag,
youth.
Gag, let me put it this way.
Citation.
Let me put it this way.
Citation. Reversing
Wait.
entropy.
Wait,
Citation.
I'm gonna say it back, Gag. You said time causes aging, and I said no, it's not aging by time, it's aging caused by entropy. You are
Yeah.
the one making that and saying, oh, so you're saying you can reverse aging because of energy. You put that in. No one said that.
Yeah,
now
nobody
again,
else said that.
Now again, just because you don't understand that time and entropy are two different things, doesn't mean I'm claiming people can get younger. So again, show me one thing that time causes.
Time goes forward.
No.
Aging.
What does
Does it?
time cause? What does time cause? I want just one thing that time
Doesn't
causes.
cause it. I can tell you.
Okay, tell me.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Time is a
Nothing.
concept.
Time doesn't cause anything. So waiting won't cause anything. Having a duration of time is a control.
No.
It's like when you boil eggs on a stove.
No. He
Let's
said
say
no.
let's say you boil eggs in boiling water. The time it takes to get to your perfect egg is, let's say, 10 minutes. Was it time that caused that egg to get boiled, or was it the boiling water that caused it to get to that point?
The heat.
Yeah. Time is
Yeah.
just a control. It's a control. Because if you boil
No.
the egg for 1 minute, it's not going to be the same as boiling an egg for 8 minutes. Was it time that was
Depends
physical?
on the energy, how
No.
much energy you put in it.
Time
no.
can't cause anything. That's the point. So it can't be an independent variable. Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it can. time
then tell me
is
what can
an
time cause.
independent variable.
Then tell me what can time cause.
What independent variable? You're going to manipulate time, are you?
That's what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
by waiting.
Okay.
1 second, 2 seconds.
And what did you
how
cause?
is
No,
how
that's
is
not
it not
you
an independent variable? When-
manipulating the time flow. That's you just waiting. That's you allowing time to pass. You're not varying and manipulating anything.
Yeah, sure.
So when I
if
was
you go 50 kilometers per hour or 70 kilometers per hour, what's the difference? Your speed. What's it dependent on? Time.
Again, you are claiming time. You are claiming time to be an independent variable, so you can say it causes something. Now I'm asking you very plainly, what can time cause?
Aging.
No, that's entropy.
Wow.
Yes. That's what you claim.
No, it's not what
Show
I
the
claim.
evidence of your claim.
Stop putting words in our mouths, man. This is getting really agitating.
A
I
man-made
didn't put
concept
anything in your
causes.
mouth.
Yeah, you do. You just did. You keep saying that. That's our claim.
So a man-made
He
concept causes
claims.
aging.
G, what causes aging?
A man-made concept, obviously.
Sorry?
Michael, what causes aging?
You're saying time
Okay.
causes aging. It's
Okay.
not time.
Gag,
No, it's
Gag,
not.
are you telling me that your depletion of cells in your body is caused by time?
No, it's
So therefore it's not time. Congratulations. He just said no, guys. So stop saying
you.
aging. Now again, what does
it
time
causes-
cause? What does time cause, Gag?
okay. Then what do you mean with what does time cause? What do you mean?
It means if it's an independent variable, it has to be the cause for the effect. If it can't cause anything because it's not there to cause anything, it's just a concept, it's not an independent variable.
It's proper science, my friend.
No, time can be an independent variable.
really?
If
No,
I look,
Yeah, just
if I look
blank assertion after several failures. That's what that's called.
Flatroid asked you to demonstrate what time causes. You cannot demonstrate anything.
time causes the Earth to be on the other side of the sun.
Kick him out.
Sorry.
You're just making the same argument with a different set of rules.
I'm not. I don't understand the question.
Okay, let
because-
me
You
put
do
it this way.
understand it.
Okay, let me put it this way,
You do
Gag.
understand it.
Gag, you just said time causes the moon to, let's say, orbit the Earth. Is that what you're saying? So not gravity now, it's time that caused it.
No, it's on a different space at given time.
So it's not time then. So time didn't cause it then.
Over time,
So
you
not
can
time.
have. Yeah.
Did gravity cause the orbit or did time cause the orbit, Gig?
Gravity caused it, but
So not time then. Okay, great.
I don't understand why it's so difficult for you to understand that time can
Oh
be.
my God.
Oh yes,
Oh
thank
my
you,
God.
Rumpus. Thank
We
you
don't
very
understand,
much.
right?
We don't understand at all.
No,
not one little
I
bit.
don't understand why you think it's such a problem. That's why I'm here.
Dude, you literally conceded every point we made every single time I ask you something.
And it's not contradictory to a globe Earth. Everything
Is.
I've conceded. No.
You just said time causes orbits, and when I asked you, are you saying time causes, or you said no, it's gravity. That's a contradictory statement.
but
It's either gravity or either time. They can't be both.
No, but gravity causes the orbits.
So not time then.
Half a year later, it's on the other side of the moon.
So it's not time. So it's not time then.
It's in a different location. It
do you
doesn't
understand?
cause it.
Do you
No,
understand?
I don't understand.
Okay, let's put it this way.
I don't understand what you're getting at.
Okay, let's put it this way, Gag. Duration of time is a control. let's say someone sticks their hand in a fire. You would understand the longer they stick it in the fire, the more they're going to burn. Was it time that burnt their hand, or was it the energy from the fire that burnt their hand?
Yeah, the longer you stick it in a fire, yeah.
Was it the
No.
energy that caused the burn, or was it the
Oh my
time that
God.
caused the burn?
I can't believe you actually said that.
Look, dude, this is going to be a long, long time to go because you can't get out of it. Every time you're going to claim time to be doing something, you're going to have to choose between time or the thing that's actually happening.
Exactly.
Because time accompanies everything. You can't actually use it as an independent variable because you can't do any tests without time. So is time causing everything? Well, then there's no point to doing experimentation. So time isn't an independent variable. Time doesn't cause anything, or it causes everything. Either way, it's pointless. It's not isolatable.
Sure it is.
Oh, really?
No, it isn't.
How
Okay.
the hell can
Yeah,
you
okay,
isolate
sure.
time?
Okay, Guy, can
If
you...
no, sorry, but if you have a speed in your car, you don't know your speed, but you can measure it by using time.
Time
And then
Versus
you know your
distance.
speed.
That's
Yeah, and you
distance.
know by the distance that you
Time-
go. Time is
didn't cause
always,
it.
I keep telling you this, time is involved in everything you do. You
Yeah.
can't isolate it. You can't have a test that doesn't have time involved in it.
It's a
Once you get it,
control.
we're bound by it. You can't isolate it.
Okay.
And
Stop trying.
that's a calculation, though, not science.
Yeah, and Gaig, Gaig,
Sorry. It's a calculation. It's not science. How do you want to do science without calculation?
Okay, Gaig, can you go back into time?
No.
You know
you
why?
claim you can go back into time.
No, I don't.
No, we
You know,
don't.
can I ask you? Can I explain to you why I'm asking this question? If you can go back into time, can I explain it quite quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because with science, you understand it has to be replicatable, correct? The experiment. So that means
experiments. Yeah.
Okay, so if I did an experiment that constituted time as a cause at a certain day and time, you would need someone to replicate it in exactly the same manner. They can't go back in time to replicate it the same way I did. So therefore, it cannot be replicated and not scientific.
No.
You just said you can't go back into time.
No. If you describe what you did and how you did it, and they can replicate it and get the same results.
Okay, let's do it this way. Let's put it this way. In 1995, time caused a gravity well, whatever. You go, and now you have to replicate this, but you are now in 2010. Tell me how you're going to replicate it.
What gravity well?
It was just go back to 1995. Go back to 1995, please, and replicate it.
You're just claiming now.
My hypothesis and experiment was in 1995, time created a gravity well.
Okay, then I need sources.
Now no, I'm saying now you in 2010. Now you want to replicate that. How are you going to replicate that?
I need to know how you did it.
1995 did it. Time did it. Time was the cause
No.
in 1995.
A gravity well. What did you do? What machine did you use to create a
gravity well? What the hell
It doesn't have to be a gravity well. It could be something else. Bloody
God,
hell.
stop taking us into science fiction. Let's stick to the really is level here.
Yeah, but I just want him to see if he's basing time as a scientific independent variable. If I do an experiment with the cause of time, that means every time someone wants to do a replication of my experiment of cause time, they have to travel back into time at exactly the same time to be able to replicate it.
No, if I say it takes 8 minutes to boil an egg at this much energy at this much temperature when I put the egg in, you can replicate it. It always takes 8 minutes. That's
Right.
something you can check.
Well, better still try
Not scientific. It's just measuring something.
That's not time, though.
try
Ridiculous. You
Time
can't
is
It's time
isolate it.
and scientific and measurements.
Time
Wait,
wasn't
How
the
do you want to
cause.
do science
Flat zone.
without measurements?
Gag, time was
Flat
not
zone.
the
That's
cause.
measurements.
Yeah.
Flat
That's
zone.
geometry.
Yeah.
That's not
Flat
freaking
zone.
science.
Yeah, Michael.
Walking through boiling water, because that should explain it. Because obviously, heat causes water to boil, but it takes an amount of time for water to
Okay.
get to
Yeah,
boiling point.
yeah,
You
let's
can't have two IVs, you know.
yeah, let's put it this way, Gag. What causes boiling water?
Water boils always.
What causes water to boil?
Come on, this is simple. Heat.
Surface tension
No, heat.
between the liquid and the.
Energy, heat energy, mate. Heat energy. Okay.
Oh God!
Now-
so
you
I'm gonna
want
put
no,
my egg
no,
in
no,
the
no,
wait,
no.
Gag.
Water always boils, but
Now,
It
okay.
doesn't always boil unless you do something to it.
no, water
Okay.
always boils.
Okay, okay, guys. Actually, we should say at 1 atmospheric, because if you change the pressure, it
Yeah.
boils at a different temperature. But we're not talking about
Mhm.
temperature, yeah. We're talking about what causes it to boil. Okay, so the cause would be time, or is it heat energy?
You can put energy into water to make it boil faster.
Okay. So if I add more heat energy or less heat energy, water boils, correct?
Water boils, yeah.
Okay, great. So if I add more heat energy, it takes less time to boil, correct?
hmm
Great. So time wasn't the cause. Time was a control. The cause was heat energy. Do you get the problem here?
No, I don't get the problem there.
Time. Oh,
you
man.
when you say I want to know how much energy it costs. No, yeah.
Mate.
Let
Yeah,
me think
great
about it.
example, man. Just concede and let it go, dude.
No.
I mean, how much
What?
further do you want to
Oh.
stumble down this hill? I mean,
Yeah,
this is ridiculous.
Your understanding is below like school level, mate.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
It is.
no.
You've got five
sorry.
or six guys trying to explain something to you, and you don't get it.
Yeah, it's like
No.
you don't under.
I
And
do
I'm trying not
understand
to
it.
be horrible to you, mate, but like it's
Okay, guys.
frustrating.
Yeah, guys, unfortunately, I can't go on all night. I mean, it is already 12 o'clock here.
We've already been going nearly 4 hours.
Yeah, my wife.
Well, no, 3 now. Yeah.
My wife has asked when am I coming to bed someday, so.
Yeah, time to wrap it up, guys. Give Flatsoid a break. Good show,
Yeah, man.
Flatsoid.
But I am going to be on again tomorrow night, so don't worry about that.
Right, it's been a great show.
It was good.
Yeah, absolutely, Fuzz.
I enjoyed
Absolutely,
it.
dude.
Yeah, it's been.
And I love the sound quality.
Much
And
better.
Gag, thank you for being here. Nice
No
try.
problem.
Nice try. But
Yeah, go do some
Maybe
studying.
maybe next
Rookie.
time. Maybe next time.
Now, see, Paul, that's a rookie.
Yeah. I completely agree. I'm a rookie. But I do recommend just high school physics. This is high school physics, guys.
Okay, rookie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Hey, guys, peace out.
Yeah.
I got to go eat. Good
Shot,
night,
thanks,
guys.
guys. Thanks for coming. Really
Great.
Thank you.
appreciate
Bye-bye.
it. Yeah, it was awesome. I think that was an awesome discussion, though. Great show.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thanks for the advice, Gag.
yeah. But my advice again to him: go and study a subject before telling someone they don't understand it.
There are a lot of cognition involved there as well, though. Like, you know.
I think you could hear the cogs turning in his brain. He knows he's
Yeah.
wrong,
Of
but
course,
he can't
he
accept it.
he had to keep putting time
high
into
school
that.
physics, dude. What we were
Yeah.
talking about are the things that you typically learn in high school physics. So, I mean, that's not. It's more like preschool.
Yeah.
This is what I learned as like a preteen kid.
Yeah.
This super rudimentary, and he just didn't know anything beyond that. That's why I said earlier, like this guy never had physics in school.
He was just determined to use time as the cause
Yep.
for everything.
But
to
you
be
know, the
honest.
sad thing about this is the arguments he brought up is parroting from people like Simon and Dan and McToon and stuff,
course.
showing that he does not understand a thing he just talked about.
Of course.
I mean, as soon as he opened with the universe is a closed system, I was like, what?
I know.
Telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, but telling me the universe is a closed system. And then I correct him and says it's semantics. No,
Yeah,
it's
you
very
can't claim
specific.
semantics for everything, you know.
Bad sources, you know?
Yeah, it's very specific. But I mean, the fact he's telling me how gas behaves but doesn't know one gas law, it's like, wow.
Right, and then we start to look up things, and then it contradicts with what he says, and then he just disagrees. Like, hello, do you know even what your ideas are based on? Did you ever look anything up? Or did you just listen to some pretender clown talking a bunch of nonsense on the internet and just took it all for granted? Is that what you're going by? That's not a very good tool to get around in here.
Nope.
You got to actually look things up, see how it was established. It's a bit of reading.
Yeah.
You just got to do it.
Ooh, my universe cup. Ooh. I love this universe cup, guys. It's
Is that the
there.
Milky Way behind you?
It's there, but not really there. Our galaxy, yeah. But yeah, guys, I really want to say thank you for the show. It was great. I enjoy these chat shows, actually. That's awesome when people actually come in and participate as well. I think it gives for a good show.
Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah, he had a bit of bravery to come in. Either that
I
or
give it to him.
idiocy.
Look, I give it to him. I just think it's a lot of cognitive dissonance on his part. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, I'm off to make a wooden balloon me tomorrow.
Yeah, too right, dude.
Well,
if it works, can you make me one as well? Because I don't think I'll manage to do that kind of thing.
Wow, it's crazy. Yeah, so thanks all guys for coming. Godzilla says, if so, we're drinking dark matter. So yeah, guys, gonna see you guys all tomorrow night. Thank you all for coming. Really, really appreciate all the super chats, the likes, the thanks, the appreciation just for being here and participating, guys. So see you guys all tomorrow night. May the pressure be with you. Many blessings. Cheers.